being played here at the Etihad Stadium by Adam Smith, a City fan. And there's a great piece in the programme with Bernard Morgan about his journey from the football field to the battlefield. It's a really fitting tribute. And it will, of course, be a poignant time as we build up to the 11th of November. Two teams out in a huddle then. Three changes from the City side that won at Wolves in controversial fashion last weekend. Akanji, Nunez and Foden come in. Stones and Gundogan on the bench. Doku is injured. So Ederson in goal. It's a back four of Guardiola, Diaz, Akanji and Lewis. Kovacic's a holding midfielder. First start in the Premier League for Mateus Nunes, Foden, Silva and Savinho across the middle. Erling Haaland, only once in his City career has he not scored in 4 Premier League games. He's on 3 without a goal. You get the feeling he might get a few chances today. For Southampton, 2 changes from their loss at Leicester, at home to Leicester. Stevens and Lallana come in. Sugawara and Aribo drop out. Ramsdale the keeper. Back 5, Walker Peters, Harwood, Bellis, Bednarek, Stevens and Manning. It's Dibbling, Downs, Lallana and Fernandes behind Cameron Archer up top. As the players take the knee here at a packed out, a sold out Etihad Stadium. A win for City, they go top. A win for Southampton, they could still be in the bottom 3. Perry Groves alongside me. We're underway here. We get the feeling, Perry, we're all expecting the same outcome. Quite often when that happens, things don't pan out as you think they're going to do.
Yeah, well, you'd like to think, obviously, this is probably about the attitude of the Man City players. As long as they don't show any complacency, you expect it to be a routine win, Willow. But this is the Premier League, you know, it's competitive. So that's why we love it, because there's always jeopardy in every game.
Well, here are Southampton trying to play out from inside their own area. Aaron Ramsdale all in a luminous orange goalkeeping strip. It's the luminous green of Southampton with the dark shorts, the sky blue of Manchester City. And Southampton have it, and they have worked it towards the halfway line. And they're trying to play keep ball. And I think a sign, if anyone was wondering if Russell Martin was going to change his tactics, the opening 60 seconds have told us exactly not.
Well, we spoke about Adam Lallana, Willow, didn't we? And he's had 4 touches already where he's just gone and got the ball off of Aaron Ramsdale on the edge of his box. Just got it out of his feet. Did his little Cruyff turn, which he loves to do, and then just rolled it out to Kyle Walker-Peters on the left-hand side and then got it into Dibbling. So, as you said there, they're going to keep playing out from the back. And we're just looking at Southampton. We thought they'd line up with a flat back 5, which is exactly what they're doing when they're out of possession.
Well, here comes City. They've got it wide on their left-hand side, looking to work across into the area. Haaland waits. Ball is with Gvardiol on that far side. Just turns away from the penalty areas. He's harassed and harried by Downs, but retains possession wide on the City left. Although it didn't, the ball had gone out of play, and Southampton will get a throw-in with about 90 seconds on the clock here. Another huge day of footballing action across the Talksport network. Will we see one of the biggest upsets in the Premier League here today? Southampton yet to win, back in their return to the top flight. They're working it across this near side. They're inviting City on. Foden is trying to close down the Southampton players, and they play it forward. And I think that's going to be the problem, Perry, is that when they do go forward, there's only Archer to aim at.
Yeah, but I've just looked at Cameron Archer there. He's obviously the lone centre forward. And they played it nicely. And when it comes to Bednarek, Cameron Archer's got to make sure he gets himself into that left-hand channel for Southampton so that they got something to play off, because Bednarek went long and then he ended up just giving the ball away.
Well, here they do have it, Southampton in the City half. Downs will play it wide on the right. Walker-Peters is advanced. We heard from him on the Talksport network during the week in the build-up to this one. Bednarek, every player barring Ramsdale is within 40 yards of the City goal. It's 0-0 if you've just joined us. A couple of minutes gone here, and Southampton are dominating possession early on. You've got to pay credit to them. City just at the moment chasing down, trying to close down the space. As on this near side, Fernandes has it. He loses control and it's out for a City throw-in.
Well, I would just see how adventurous Southampton are. You say that obviously they're playing out from the back. Adam Lallana's been dictating play in this first sort of 3 minutes. And when they're in possession, Ryan Manning actually goes and plays as a left winger. He's actually in front of Mateus Fernandes. Then obviously when they're out of possession, he drops back in again. But they're being very, very positive when they got the ball.
Well, the ball is back on the City left again. They play it back. Gvardiol is thinking about put it into the box. Here's Ruben Diaz, 25 yards out. He's going to hit it, and it was straight at Ramsdale. It was a wicked shot, and in the end Ramsdale did well to get down to it and collects it nicely. But a warning there, and just a warning that City are not going to be nicey around the box. When they get the chance, they're going to pull the trigger.
Yeah, it's normally Gvardio, isn't it, who has pot shots from outside the 18-yard box. This time it came to Ruben Diaz, centrally, about 25 yards out. No one goes to close him down, just puts his laces through it, arrows straight down the throat of Aaron Ramsdale.
He's on his goal line, playing it out, and kicks it out over on the far side. You and Chris mentioned before, when you're just waiting for it to happen, and already, what are we, 4 minutes into this game at 0-0, you're waiting for the Southampton error that is going to allow the champions in.
Well, you could hear the sharp intake of breath from all the Southampton fans behind Aaron Ramsdale's goal. He said it was, 6 inches from the goal line. Looks like Foden was going to close him down. In the end, he just took it out of play.
Here's Haaland on the byline from the resulting throw-in. There's nobody in the box for City at the moment. Foden on the edge of the 18-yard box waits for the cross from the left that doesn't materialise. They'll move it to Akanji. He advances forward, 30 yards out. He gets it away. Gvardiol again goes wide on the left. They're working it down the left-hand side. Here comes the cross towards Haaland, who's got free, and Haaland scores. The mini drought is over. It takes 5 minutes for the champions to unlock the Southampton defence. It's a cross from Mateus Nunes, and Haaland is there to tuck it in from close range. No chance for Ramsdale. Manchester City 1, Southampton 0.
Well, panic's over. Erling Haaland drought is over. He hasn't scored for 3 games in the Premier League 4 now. Just a little under that on the left-hand side from Nunes. Nunes just whips a ball in with his left foot into that 6-yard box. Erling Haaland is just far too strong. There's got to be better defending from Southampton, because as it comes over, Erling Haaland is far too strong for Bednarek on the edge of that 6-yard box. Southampton's 3 centre-halves have got to be stronger. That's exactly what Erling Haaland feeds off. So Southampton started off really well. Man City didn't have the ball. Erling Haaland's first touch, Willow, where does it end up?
Yeah,
and the back of the net.
If he doesn't score, Perry, that's got to be a Stonewall penalty, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Bednarek's got him in a headlock, and he's still managed to score.
Still managed. That is the body strength of Erling Haaland. You say there, he knows if he gets himself in the middle of the 6-yard box, it's a great ball in from Nunes from that left-hand side on the underlap. And, just his body strength. And then as he's leaning back, he manages to side foot in with his left foot.
Yeah, brilliant finish from a man who is producing brilliant finishes. Here they come down the right-hand side. City on the attack again. They'll lay it back here to Rico Lewis. Lewis gets the ball away. Savinho on the right-hand side of the penalty area just tried to dribble it into the edge. He'll pull it back here. Akanji's going to stand up the cross. It goes behind. Haaland is going to try and sprint across and keep it in. He will keep it in on the far side. It's 1-0 if you've just joined us. Erling Haaland's 11th Premier League goal of the season. His first in 4 Premier League outings. And Manchester City, as it stands, going top of the Premier League, with Arsenal and Liverpool to come tomorrow. Ball with Kovacic. Gets it out wide again on that left-hand side. Nunez seeing a lot of the ball here. Lays it back. Here's Foden. Gets it away now. Ruben Diaz has it. And it is keep ball now. Now all of a sudden it's Southampton that are chasing shadows, and they can't get near it as Kovacic goes past Downs. Feeds it out to Savinho, wide on the right. Savinho sets forward to the edge of the penalty area. Pulls the ball back here. It's with Silva. He gets it away. And every Southampton player now is back within 25 yards of their own goal. The ball works its way across. Gvardiol with a shot. That's blocked. Wow, it's like there's a siege being set up on the goal away to our right-hand side.
Also, as well, you look at Man City, you said Kovacic is obviously just the one who has the sort of holding midfield role duties. But you have Rico Lewis, who's down on the team sheet as a right back. He's playing it inside right. You've got Bernardo Silva playing as a 10 central. You've got Phil Foden who's playing as another 10 on the left-hand side.
Here they comes across towards Haaland. Bednarek will clear it away, and he does well to find a teammate who goes down. I think it was Dibbling who was fouled, and it is a free kick for Southampton. Right, a couple of goals to tell you about in the EFL. Wycombe Wanderers. Fred Onyedinma scored against Leyton Orient there, a goal to the good. Hartlepool in front against Aldershot in the National League, and Tranmere a goal up at Crewe. Connor Jennings with the goal for Tranmere Rovers there. Here it's 1-0, and the ball with Southampton. What does that do to their mentality? What does it do to their game plan, Perry, that they concede within 5 minutes?
Well, knowing Russell Martin, it's not going to change their game plan. Say they're still playing out from the back. They're still, decent on the ball, but then they're just making individual mistakes, which Cole Walker-Peters has done there.
Yeah, and now the ball played forward here. Savinho cuts onto his left foot, shot deflected and falls kindly in the end for Ramsdale, but City looking like they're going to score on every attack at the moment. Goal for Stockport. They lead at Lincoln by a goal to nil. Isaac Alafe with a goal as Ramsdale is playing inside his own 18-yard box. 1-0 City lead here. Live on Talksport 2. Mark Wilson with Perry Groves here this afternoon. Some great games earlier on in the EFL, including that game at Coventry with 2-0 down to Luton and turned it round to win by 3-2 with an injury time winner. Southampton with Bednarek comes out to this near side. Here's Fernandez. Cuts in field. No real movement in advance of him for Southampton, who are playing it across the back, and out wide on the right they have it. Walker-Peters. We just mentioned the fixtures that are coming up for Southampton, as Archer almost tried to get in behind Ruben Diaz, and out comes Edison, just rolls the pass into the feet of Kovacic. But Everton and Wolves to come, 2 huge games you feel for Southampton and their, well, I'm going to say it early on, early part of the season, their survival hopes.
Yeah, very much so. I think everybody thought it'd be that way anyway, Willow, but I don't think Russell Martin would have thought that his team would have got to 8 games and be 9 today without a win in the Premier League. And just looking at the moment, Southampton, I say they're decent in possession. Adam Lallana's been really impressive.
Well, here they come forward now, Southampton, dribbling into the area. Akanji goes across and Akanji just muscles him off it. On the time they have got forward, they've got to be a little bit more concise, a little bit more ruthless with any chances they get, and that was a little bit too easy for Akanji to defend.
Yeah, just got to have a little bit more conviction. We're in the final third. So Lallana did really well in the inside right position, just rolled it into Tyler Diblin. He's got to get his body across Akanji to stop him coming and nipping the ball in front of him, which he didn't do, and then in the end Tyler Diblin just puts the ball out for a goal kick from Man City.
And here are City back on the attack, wide on the left hand side. There was a leg dangled out there, shot comes in from distance and it's just wide of the post from Nunes. Curled it with his right foot, and Ramsdale was at full stretch there, but it just goes the wrong side of the post. Manchester City lead 1-0.
It's just too easy for Man City to play it out from the back. That started off with a goal kick within 3 passes. Zaz Nunes is on the ball on the left wing in Southampton's defensive third. He cuts inside, no one goes to close the shot down, gets his right-footed shot, just can't quite get the right bend on it. Just goes about 6 inches past down Ramsdale's left-hand post.
Yeah, but here they are playing out from the back. Haaland went for the tackle and he just got a touch there on Stevens, but that was the opportunity. If Haaland gets any of the ball there, he's straight in on goal.
See, it is a definition of insanity. You keep doing the same thing over and over again, expect a different result. They've got to just mix it up a little bit better, because Aaron Ramsdale hasn't once gone long into Cameron Archer and kept Cameron Archer out on the touchline where the half-wide line hits it, and just go and win the second ball, just to put a bit of doubt in Man City. Because Man City, let's be honest, at the moment Man City are playing probably about 85% of their capacity, because they know that Southampton are going to give the ball away. They know that they're going to have a chance to go and win it back.
Yeah.
Southampton now gone back into that 5-4-1 formation, just defending in the edge of the 18-yard box.
Here's Bernardo Silva, has it down on the left-hand side, lays it back. Again, every Southampton player back within 25 yards of their own goal. Ball on the City left. Again, they don't just throw it in, they move it along, and here's Ruben Diaz now. He's got Akanji to his right-hand side. Akanji now will feed it in. They're looking for the give and go with Foden, who says, give me it back, I'll have it here. Goes instead to Lewis, who finds on the near side Savinho. He cuts onto his left foot, opted to not cross, then goes onto his right. Now he will put the cross in, it's cleared behind by Stevens and out for a corner to Manchester City, who have been incredibly patient at the moment.
Yeah, they're just switching the play really well from the left to right, under no pressure. Southampton aren't getting close up. I was just watching Erling Haaland, where he doesn't make any runs. He doesn't actually come short. He doesn't want it, because he knows that he hovers around the 18-yard box and penalty spot, and he knows that the cross isn't coming. He's going to get a chance.
Yeah, he loiters within 10. Corner whipped in towards the near post. It was headed away. It was a good header away as well. League Two leaders Port Vale, flying start for them. They're 2-0 to the good. Brandon Cover with the first goal. Rico Richards with the second. And Sheffield United have taken the lead against Stoke. Kiefer Moore with a goal there. Need a result, Sheffield United. I know they're in the top 5, but there's a lot of unhappy Blades fans about at the moment. Here's Phil Foden, moves it wide. Manchester City lead by a goal to nil here on Talksport 2. And it feels we've been invited to watch a Manchester City training session of keep ball at the moment, because that's all we're seeing. Manchester City on the ball. They've got it wide on the left-hand side. Couple of step-overs again. Ball delivered to the far post. Nunez too deep the cross on that occasion. Haaland was at the far post having another wrestling match, and this time the ball goes over his head. Just got to get that delivery anywhere in front of goal, and you feel he's going to be on it for his second of the afternoon. Ball worked wide again to the City left-hand side. Haaland just strolls into the box with Foden. Silva's going to put the cross in above Haaland. Great touch at the far post from Walker Peters, brings it down. Ramsdale collects, still 1-0.
Yeah, Bernardo Silva just overcooking it, getting himself to the byline, just dinking up. Erling Haaland made his run across Bednarek, just went over his head. Good play on this left-hand side. And Ryan Manning just getting it back to Aaron Ramsdale. Just put it into Fernandes.
Here comes Downs then. Plays the ball out wide. Dibbling advancing down the line. Plays it towards Fernandes, who's just eased off it. Ruben Diaz asked to concede a throw in far side.
Again, that's just where Southampton play well through the lines. They get it out to Tyler Dibbling on that right-hand side, and he just got to roll the ball into the channel into Fernandes, overhits it. Then that gives Akanji the chance to come across. In the end, to be fair to Fernandes, he just led into him, and then Akanji had to put it off for a throw-in. Southampton have recycled possession, but I just looked down at Russell Martin, and you can see he actually spun away with a bit of disappointment, because he knew that a better ball from Tyler Dibbling, and then Fernandes was in that right-hand channel.
Yeah, Grimsby lead against MK Dons. Danny Rose with a goal. Joe Bellingham has put Sunderland in front against Oxford. They'll have been relieved to see Leeds drop points earlier on, 0-0 at Bristol City in the lunchtime game over on Talksport, as Southampton now look to bring the ball forward. Here's Harwood Bellis, former City youngster, gets it away to Walker Peters, who advances over halfway, and now it's City's turn to come back and track back. Kovacic just closes down Lallana, and here now is Harwood Bellis. 7 appearances for him in a City shirt. And here now they're going back to Ramsdale, who's on the edge of his area. He'll come forward 25 yards out from goal, just assesses the lay of the land in front of him.
Just looking there, like Aaron Ramsdale's got the ball centrally. Cameron Archer hasn't moved. He stayed in exactly the same position. Now, if Man City are defending on the halfway line, if he just comes short, spins and bends his run, then Aaron Ramsdale looking at him think, right, I can just ease it into that right-hand channel, and then we can push further up the pitch. Cameron Archer didn't make one run towards the ball, away from the ball, and in the end, Aaron Ramsdale has no other options, gives the ball away. Man City just get possession, and they haven't really had to try that hard, have they, Willow, to win it back?
It's still 1-0 as the ball works its way down the City left-hand side. That seems to be their favoured angle of attack at the moment. Here is Ruben Diaz. They lead 1-0. Erling Haaland's goal 5 minutes into this one has City in front. Good intervention there, and Akanji loses out in a 50-50 challenge. Fernandes does well to keep the ball in and then gets it away. It's currently Manchester City 1, Southampton 0. For the latest odds, head over to William Hill, the official betting partner of Talksport 2's Premier League coverage, where right now Manchester City 1 to 33, Southampton 40 on the draw at 18 on. That's all thanks to William Hill. 18 plus, begambleaware.org. I must admit, I thought the odds of 1 to 8 were actually a lot bigger than I thought they would be today. Here comes Southampton trying to get some of their luminous green shirts over the halfway line. Dibbling's seen a lot of it over on the far side, but he's given it away. Phil Foden has taken it off him.
What do you think? He's looking at what, 1 to 18? Willow, is that what he's looking for? More than 1 to 8?
Well, 1 to 8 was generous. Please gamble responsibly. They're in front, Manchester City, as it stands. They're going top. Here's Foden, a little bit of room, 25 yards out from goal. He stumbles over under the Lallana challenge. Lallana's furious that that has gone against him, but this is a free kick, 27 yards out from goal.
Yeah, he did really well there, Phil Foden. Again, playing in that 10 position. Vardiol just fired it into him. and he does brilliantly. He's got like an owl's head, Willow, where he just keeps looking around him, and he gets himself side on that 45-degree angle. He lets the ball roll across his body, across his left foot onto his right foot, so that's on his back foot, and that means Adam Lallana can't get to the ball. He just ends up tripping him up. Bit of frustration there for Phil Foden, because he thought obviously he was away from Adam Lallana and going to attack the 18-yard box. Now it's a free kick for Man City in their inside left position, which looks like Phil Foden's going to take.
Yeah, Aaron Ramsdale's lining up a wall, a two-player wall in front of him, but it looks like City are going to put a cross in here with Foden, who steps up now, floats it to the far post. It's too deep. Overhit that by quite a way. Ruben Diaz couldn't keep it out, and it's behind for a goal kick. 1-0 here. Carlisle 0, Cheltenham 1. Ethan Archer with a goal there, and Wrexham lead at Coventry. Connor Coventry with the goal. Lead at Charlton by a 1-0. Northampton in front against Crawley, and not a good start for Swindon. Had a player sent off in Grant Hall, and they're a goal down to Gillingham. Timothy Dieng with a goal there. Southampton played out from the back again. I'm just wondering in some ways if the early goal, as Haaland almost nicks it in the penalty area, if just the early goal also settled Manchester City down. They were never going to be nervous here, but they knew they were hot favourites. Having gone in front, it's almost like they haven't had to break sweat, isn't it?
Yeah, and what it is there's no panic at the moment. And so that's a brilliant ball in from Aaron Ramsdale into Adam Lallana.
Yeah, Lallana now can feed it out to Manning. Manning advancing into the edge of the area. Only one green shirt to aim at. Floats it towards the back post, and Dibbling, who arrives a little bit too late. Lallana can't get on the edge of the area. Ball hooked away by Bernardo Silva. Southampton have it. Here's Manning. Feeds it into the edge of the area again. Stevens lays the ball off to Flynn Downs. The referee was almost in his way there, but manages to move, and now the ball is wide with Dibbling on the Southampton right hand side. Best we've seen from them, and it came from a nice pass from the back, and Downs now has it, but City have got everybody back. You can throw a blanket on the players at the moment. They cover them all quite comfortably.
They worked it well between the centre halves. Comes from Stevens, Bednarek, and then back to Aaron Ramsdale. Man City's press was half-hearted. That's why Adam Lallana had loads of space in the centre circle. Ramsdale pinged it into him, come out to Ryan Manning. That's where you got to have that bit of quality in the final third. Ryan Manning should just be whipping the ball with his left foot across 6-yard box, tried to dink it to the far post to Tyler Dibbling, and it was just easy for Vardio to come and win the header.
Yep, still 1-0 here. Erling Haaland's early goal, 5 minutes in. Nice finish from 6 yards out after good work from Mateus Nunes down the City left-hand side.
You know what it's like at the moment, Will? It's like a practice game where both teams have been told not to tackle the others. We don't want to get any injuries, isn't it? Because, say, Southampton are trying to play it out from the back. Man City 1-0 up. They've just lost that little bit of urgency when they're off the ball. That gives Southampton a chance, obviously, to get their passing rhythm going. But then when Man City have it, Southampton drop deep. They don't go and close the ball down.
I think if you're a Manchester City fan, you were hoping that they'd go for the jugular. I mentioned they've got a really busy period of games coming up. City, they go to Spurs in the League Cup in midweek, then they're away at Bournemouth, Sporting and Brighton, all before the international break. There's a bit of a wrestling match. Enrico Lewis earns a free kick.
They're about with their expenses then at 45p a mile, the Man City players.
Yeah. You don't think the car share then?
Yes. Obviously for the environment. They're probably electric cars as well, will it be fair?
Yeah. Bromley 0, Barrow 1. Gerard Garner puts Barrow in front. Here it's 1-0 to Manchester City. You're live on Talksport 2, the Sunday session tomorrow. You'll be a part of that as ever, Perry, I'm sure.
Yep, I'll be at the London Stadium. Two Uniteds going head to head.
Yeah, another big game. And the weekend of big games as well. Arsenal, Liverpool tomorrow. Here comes City down the left again. Not put the cross in. Haaland waits back post. It comes to Akanji, 25 yards out. Moves it quickly. Savino's touch was a loose one, but he's got time. He gets it back. He does seem to favour his left foot, even though he's playing down the right-hand side. He lays it back to Akanji again. Looks for the give and go. He does get it back. Foden was watching on there. And the ball back in the centre circle. And they opt to give Ederson a touch. He hasn't had many touches today, Ederson, but he gets one now. All in brown, the goalkeeping strip with the orange trim.
Well, he's had more touches than Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
Erling Haaland's had one touch, and he scored. And they said, I'm just watching him. He's just hovering around in between Stevens, Bednarek and Harwood Bellis, the 3 Southampton centre-halves, because he's not wasting any energy. He's thinking, I'm not going to get involved in the build-up play. There's no point, because obviously Southampton's got a low block. I'm just going to...
Well, he might get a chance here, because the ball in from the left-hand side again. Bernardo Silva's cross was blocked and cleared away. And now back to the edge of the area and into the feet of Kovacic. His shot was goal-bound. It was blocked. Can he get another shot? Pokes the ball out wide. Here's the cross. Ramsdale up highest, collects it. It's an interesting point you make about Erling Haaland. I don't often, with Talksport, get to come to Manchester City. The only other previous time I've been really excited to watch him play live. But as you said, he doesn't do anything other than score goals. That's his job, and that's what he does.
He doesn't waste any energy. He doesn't waste any energy, especially today. You say, because he knows there's going to be no space in behind. He might set off the press, to try and go and win the ball back. But he just loiters with intent, and he's just like a praying mantis. He knows that in the end he's going to kill his prey, because he will be given the service.
Yeah. Ball out over on the far side. Manchester City 1, Southampton 0. 24 minutes gone.
What's happened as well, this early goal in the 5th minute from Erling Haaland, he's taken a lot of the jeopardy out of the game, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Because Man City fans in here were expecting a bit of a rout. The team go 1-0 up. Man City have actually dropped off. They're not playing with the intensity. I'm looking at Pep Guardiola. He hasn't moved an inch from his technical area. He's at the edge of it. So he's not getting very frustrated. I think he feels, it's just about, even at this early stage, Man City seeing the game out. But to be fair, Southampton, they haven't blinked. They haven't altered the way that they're playing.
No, you would think we'd just kicked off the way Southampton are playing. You are listening to Manchester City against Southampton on Talksport 2 with Sky Sports. Don't forget you can stream the biggest Premier League games available with no contract on now, like Everton versus Fulham live today. Search Now Sports for more details. All over on the far side. Looks like there's a foul tackle gone in there, and it's Núñez who's gone down, just holding his ankle. I think he's going to get himself up on his feet and carry on.
Just looking at the difference there, the two goalkeepers. Ederson was closed down by Cameron Archer. He didn't think twice about pinging it 50, 60 yards out to Núñez on Man City's left wing.
Yeah. We just saw Haaland there almost break through.
Does that go down as another touch? Is that his second touch?
That's the second touch, yeah. There's a foul there from Núñez. Referee's, he was going to let play go on, but Flynn Downs is just on his hands and knees as he gets up, and just clearly did pick up a bit of a bump there. And the ball back with Southampton. 26 on the clock. Mark Wilson, Perry Groves with you here at the Etihad today. It's a lovely sunny day in Manchester. Not often you get to say that.
I thought I got off the train at Malaga, not Manchester. I didn't know what that big yellow round thing in the sky was. I've never seen that when I've got at Manchester Piccadilly station before.
Ball back to Ramsdale, all in orange. On the edge of his 18-yard box, gives it to Walker Peters, who's got 3 blue shirts in front of him. They've got to be careful here, and they do well. They work it out to this Southampton left-hand side. Bednarek finds Manning midway inside his own half.
It's even the press from Man City at the moment. Phil Foden's gone to pressure Erling Haaland, and then it gets bypassed. He looks round, and Savinho's 25, 30 yards too deep, and he's looked round and say, come on, you've got to be a bit higher to go and press. So even the press is a little bit half-hearted from Man City. You've seen there Adam Lallana get himself in central positions, and the ball's gone into about 4 or 5 times. He's been under no pressure whatsoever.
Walker Peters as well down the right hand side, skips up towards the halfway line, finds the youngster Tyler Dibbling, but they've given it away, and now the break is on. Savinho into the edge of the area, opens up for him. Is he going to pull the trigger? Well, it's a great sliding challenge, comes in from Mateus Fernandes, just as it looked like Savinho was going to pull the trigger, and now Dibbling goes the other way. Game just opened up a little bit momentarily there. Here come Southampton over halfway, can't find Lallana. Walker Peters tries to bulldoze his way through. He thought he should have had a free kick. Lallana's furious, but they didn't get a foul there. I think they had a perfectly good claim.
I think it's a little bit early for pantomime season, but that was he's behind you from Savinho, because Tyler Dibbling gave the ball away really cheaply, and it just found its way out to Savinho on this right-hand side. He just arrowed in on the diagonal, got it onto his left foot, and you think, for all intents and purposes, he's going to bend it past Aaron Ramsdale, low down his right-hand side. Fernandes does brilliantly just to slide in from behind. But again, even with Man City in possession, there's just that little bit of urgency that's missing, that little bit of a spark.
Yeah, well, they are in front, and Villa are in front as well against Bournemouth. John McGinn's got the goal for Aston Villa. Here's the ball on the left-hand side. Gvardiol just rolls it in defeat. It's partially cleared. It came back into the area. Kovacic, little back heel there from Foden. And in the end, it's just hammered away by Harwood Bellis. Anywhere would do there, and it goes out for a throw-in over on the far side. We've had 28.5 minutes. The game being played predominantly away to our right-hand side, the goal which Manchester City attack. They lead by a goal to nil. Erling Haaland's 11th Premier League goal of the season has City in front. In fact, that John McGinn goal has been disallowed, apparently. It is 0-0. So the only goal in the Premier League is here. You're in the right place. Talksport 2 this afternoon. Could be another goal about to be delivered here by City, who are just playing keep ball edge of the area. Here's Akanji. Akanji gets the ball away. And here now is Savinho, goes down the right-hand side, tries to stand up the cross, and, well, there was nobody there. Haaland was at the far post there, and in the end, Downs hammers it away, but City pick it up. Here now is Savinho again, floats across to the far post, it's headed back, and then comes out and goes out for a corner kick. Good spell from the home side.
Yeah, it's better play from Savinho on this right-hand side. He's being doubled up by Fernandes and Ryan Manning, goes on the outside of Fernandes and Manning, gets to the byline, just gets his cross in. Harwood Bellis does really well to clear it, comes back out to Savinho, left foot, tries to ping it over to Núñez on the left-hand side, goes out for corner for Man City on the left.
Yeah, it's going to be swung in now towards the 6-yard box. Haaland with a header, just skimmed off the top of his head. Savinho crossed it with the outside of his left foot there. He doesn't like using his right foot, does he, too much? But he's won another corner. Has been a goal in the Premier League, and it's come at the G-Tech. Brentford 0, Ipswich 1. Sammy Smodics with a goal that puts Ipswich in front. Yet to win this year, 4 draws for them so far. Manchester City have another corner. Phil Foden is going to whip it in towards the far post, just above Haaland, who got up unmarked there but just couldn't get on the end of it. Rico Lewis will get the ball wide on the City left. Half an hour gone on Talksport 2, still 1-0. And the ball over on the far side again. Gvardiol, who's taking up residence on that left-hand corner of the penalty area. Ball works its way out wide again. Little step over, cross comes in. Again, there's nobody there. There were 5 yellow shirts and no blue shirts. And it's headed out for yet another throw-in. Big spell of pressure this now. And you feel that a second goal might not be too far away.
Yeah, even then when it goes out to Matheus Nunes on that left-hand side, it's too easy for him to get the cross in. I think it's Adam Lallana who's closest with Jack Stevens. Then he can just ease the ball into the box. To be fair, it was good defending from Bednarek.
There they are down the left-hand side again, driving in towards the byline, pull the ball back, and it's put behind. I think Ramsdale was asking if that ball had gone out. It is a huge week of football in action. We mentioned the Sunday session tomorrow, 1:30 on Talksport with Sam Matterface. Perry will be with him as well, taking you around all the grounds, all the goals going in the EFL, the Premier League and the WSL as well. We have got a live commentary tomorrow on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. Norwich against Middlesbrough, live from 3. Joe Shetton with Dean Ashton there for that one. City have got it yet another corner, whipped in towards Gvardiol, whose header takes a deflection and lands on the roof for the net. Still 1-0, but City amassing now the corner count.
There's a bit of a mismatch there. Gvardiol with Adam Lallana. In the end, Lallana did really well, just made sure he used his body so that Gvardiol couldn't get a clear header. Another corner for Man City on their right-hand side. Will be whipped in with his left foot by Phil Foden.
Yeah, Foden to deliver. 32 on the clock. City 1, Southampton 0. Ball delivered this time right into the centre of the goal. It's headed away powerfully by Harwood Bellis. Here's Rico Lewis. Everybody back for Southampton again. There's no way out. Edison's just stood in the middle of his own half, admiring his teammates' passing ability down the other end of the field. Here now is Gvardiol, turns away from goal. Ipswich 2-0 up now. George Hurst with the second goal. Ball played in towards the edge of the area, and that's a really neat header back by Harwood Bellis. Did really well. We'll mention the live football, Norwich Middlesbrough Sunday. On Monday we're down in League One, Blackpool against Wigan. Hugh Wizencroft will bring you the action with Cameron Pope and the former England Mickey Gray. Then on Tuesday, Brentford against Sheffield Wednesday, Carabao Cup 4th round action. If you've not got the Talksport app, you really should have it. It's free and available in all the usual places. Plenty of football and plenty of possession here, Perry Groves, for Manchester City, lead 1-0.
Well, there's not for Southampton at the moment because it's just come into Flynn Downs and he's just taken the touch of left foot with his right foot. He played a blind pass which he thought was to Walker Peters and he just knocked it out of play in his own defensive third to Man City for throwing. They can recycle it.
Here is Savinho on the right, gets the ball back here, lays it to the edge of the box. Kovacic plays it in, and well, Ramsdale clearly gave Harwood Bellis a shout there because he just pulled out of the clearance right at the last minute. But the ball's been given away here, been given straight away by the former Arsenal keeper Ramsdale. City back on the attack here. Here they go now. Bernardo Silva pulls the ball back, overhead kick attempt there. Couldn't get on the end of it, Savinho, and it's cleared away. But guess what? It's back to a team in blue who are just dominating here. Might not be at the intensity we used to, Perry, but they are just starting to step things up now.
Yeah, as I said, it's just like a training game. You know, they can switch the ball from right to left. So Kovacic is playing at the base of the midfield. He's a conductor.
Here they go now, down that left-hand side. Nunez, that ball just went out, just got away from him. He's been busy, hasn't he, down that left-hand side? Obviously no Doku, no Jack Grealish at the moment, so Nunez is getting his first Premier League start today, and he's done okay. Come up with assist for the opening goal, but he'll be disappointed that one just got away from him.
Yeah, I don't think he's as adept in the tight areas as what Doku and Jack Grealish are. He needs that little bit of space. 1v1, even there, he's just tried to go on the outside of Carl Walker-Peters, and it's knocked it out of play.
Here come Fernandes and Southampton. Lallana was asking why he didn't just knock it down the line. Manning's going to throw it down the line for Archer, but Akanji looks a giant of a man, doesn't he? Akanji just comes across and knocks the ball away from Archer and out for a throw-in that Manning's going to take. Level with the edge of the Manchester City penalty area. 1-0. Southampton yet to register an effort on goal.
Right, these are the situations. Ryan Manning's got a long throw. So two of the Southampton centre-halves have come up, Harwood Bellis and Jack Stevens. You've got to make sure that Ryan Manning is just going to launch it into near post, and Stevens and Bellis have got to make sure they get in front of Erling Haaland.
Ball. Oh, now was there a pull by Haaland there? A Southampton player fell to ground. There's no big appeal. Here's Walker-Peters edge of the area. Has to go back to Bednarek on the edge of the centre circle. Plays out the diagonal ball. He's looking towards that far side where it's headed away by Gvardiol. Bernardo Silva will just knock it down the line, and now Gvardiol will set off in field, and his pass is blocked and out for a throw-in. So Ipswich 2 goals to the good at Brentford, chasing down their first victory. Here's Phil Foden, gets it away. Over on this near side now is Nunez. He plays it out to Savinho. Savinho now advances in on goal. Nunez on the overlap right-hand side, pulls it back. Oh, just overplayed it there. They were a bit to me to you there, when maybe one of them just needed to put it into the box. Manning's fouled by Kovacic, and that's a free kick, and City maybe they're just guilty of overplaying. Yeah,
just that one pass too many gave Southampton chance to get their bodies back behind the ball. But just looking at Southampton, they remind me of my Uncle Ron. My Uncle Ron's just really nice. He's a really nice bloke. Southampton seem like they're a really nice team. If you're neutral, they're easy on the eye to watch, but you know they're not really going to hurt you. They haven't really got that nastiness in them.
Oh, they've given it away. Ramsdale's given it away on the edge of his area, straight to Silva, puts the cross in, it's blocked. Last ditch defending. This is a horror show at times from Southampton. Ramsdale goes out and applauds his teammate for the block, but what are they doing? He's passed it from inside his 6-yard box straight to Silva on the edge of the area. And for me there, Silva could probably have had a shot and taken it early.
Do you know what? He got away with one actually, well, because he passed it and he nearly smashed it into Harwood Bellis, who was standing in front of him. Harwood Bellis had to get out of the way. He's actually given it to Bernardo Silva. He said Bernardo Silva getting himself to the byline. In the end, it's Harwood Bellis who gets Aaron Ramsdale out of trouble by getting the block on at near post. It's just like... Aaron Ramsdale, I'm a big fan of, he's got to use his football intelligence we spoke about earlier, and there he's got to go long.
Well, here's the corner. City leading by 1. They play it short to Foden. Foden whips in the cross, headed away by Bednarek. Back to Foden, who's going to go back here to Rico Lewis. Big shout of handball from the Southampton fans. First really we've heard from them today. Credit them as well. Coming here to watch this today. In their side, big outsiders, and behind early on to Erling Haaland's 11th Premier League goal of the season. City dominating, but yet to add, and yet really to test Ramsdale. They've had plenty of possession, but no real shots on target since the goal. Here now is Savinho. Has it on the corner of the penalty area, right-hand side. Again, works it onto his left foot and lays it back, and thought the chance was there to shoot. Lays it back to Lewis. Here he is again, back on the ball, Savinho. One way, then the other. A couple of weaves and shakes of the hips, gets it onto his right foot, crosses it, and it goes behind off Manning. He clearly looks a talent, Savinho, and he earns another corner for City.
Yeah, he's just got to put that doubt in Ryan Manning's head, because, say, he's left-footed on this right-hand side, wants to come in onto his left foot. A couple of times he's gone on the right-hand side, which is the right thing to do. Ryan Manning gets his block in. Corner for Man City on their right-hand side. Phil Foden will whip it in with his left foot.
Yeah, ball whipped in towards the far post, and it's headed away at the far post by Harwood Bellis, and it'll go all the way out for a throw-in. You are listening to Manchester City against Southampton live on Talksport 2 with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Enterprise has vans of all shapes and sizes, so if you've got a plan, they've got a van. Southampton could do with a van, just park it in front of their own goal. That might be useful at the minute. Ball works wide on the left. 1-0 City lead. But I wouldn't say they're like a cat with a mouse, but it's not far off it. The ball works its way out wide on the City left again. They'll lay it back here. Chance for Gvardiol, who just gets underneath it and fires it high and over the top. But it is another effort on goal, and it remains 1-0.
Yeah, just the ball coming out to Matheus Nunes on that left-hand side, just cutting on his right foot, just trying to bend it in Aaron Ramsdale's top right-hand corner. I've got to say, from Southampton's point of view, from the corners that they've had to defend, Stevens, Bednarek and Harwood Bellis have defended them really well along the 6-yard box. If you remember, they conceded in the 92nd minute there against Leicester from a corner. You can tell that they've actually been working on their corners defensively.
Yeah, have been good. Crew have equalised. Shiloh Tracy is levelled up against Tranmere, 1-1 there.
Do you want my inane stat of the day?
Go on.
Crew are unbeaten the last 10 at home in the league versus Tranmere. 1-8, drew 2, including win the last 4 on the spin. There you go, that's it.
Brilliant.
I got another one actually for the second half.
Good stuff. Don't waste them all. Here is City coming forward again. Here is Gvardiol again on the edge of the area. Everybody back for Southampton. City leading by a goal to nil. Remember, a victory today puts them top of the pile above Liverpool, who go to Arsenal tomorrow. Huge game. It'll be covered on the Sunday session on Talksport with Sam Matterface. Perry will be at West Ham tomorrow. That's another big, well, they're all big games at the moment for Manchester United, but it's a big game for both parties there, both under pressure. Lopetegui as well could do with a victory. Here comes City ambling forward with Bernardo Silva. Just rolls the ball out wide on the left-hand side. Haaland just trots in to take up residence on the penalty spot, waiting for the cross to come in. He's got on the end of one and scored one already today. And City again work it out to Savinho, who's doubled up. He lays it back to Akanji. Akanji's given it away. Could be a chance for a break here, but the sliding challenge from Kovacic just stops Archer momentarily. He now finds Stibbling over on that far side. He finds Downs, who does well to roll his man. He wants a free kick. He's not going to get one. City now will look to break. And if they play it early, Haaland is in. Bednarek got in away. Stevens got it away. Here is Haaland. Haaland with a shot deflected. And Ramsdale out quickly. Well, it looked for a moment as though Stevens had stopped the chance, but the ball somehow found its way to Haaland, who will be disappointed not to get a clean shot on target. And now going the other way. Archer made a good run there. And Southampton just dwelt on the ball. Very gross. Just when the game opens up and Southampton do come out, looks more like that's when City are going to hit them on the break. Yeah, because Southampton have been a bit loose in possession. To be fair, it was Bednarek who defended really well 1v1 with Haaland. He made sure that he showed him onto his right foot, got his block in. Bit of frustration just creeping in with the Southampton players. Yeah, Flynn Downs has gone in the book there. I think that's for dissent, isn't it, regarding the free kick that wasn't given. There have been a couple of challenges where I think Southampton should have had a free kick and the referee's just been happy to let play go on. Yeah, I think they were more frustrated because they felt that they should have had a foul on Flynn Downs when Akanji just come in and showed him off the ball. And this time it's Flynn Downs just sliding in on Bernardo Silva. I actually thought it looked like he won the ball, but Tony Harrington, the referee, would say it's because he's come in from the side. So Alan Milana's give the referee a verbal volley. Well, Russell Martin's having none of it on the sideline. You don't have to be a lip reader to say to know what he was saying there. But well, he's got it in the book now. I'm not surprised. There was some choice language there from the Southampton manager. Yeah, there was, and obviously he's come out of his technical area. I think he gave Sam Allison, the fourth official, a bit of stick. You know what the fourth official should just say? Well, he say, "I'm not being funny, mate. I haven't got the whistle. I'm not the referee. What do you want me to do about it?" What's the point? Yeah. Here the ball on the City right. They lead by a goal to nil. 2 minutes to go to the break. City with Rico Lewis have it as they work their way back in field. Here is Ruben Diaz, rolls the ball out over on the far side. Ball comes back now to Akanji. He gets it away to Foden. Here now is Savinho. Almost went without it then. Gets the ball back, pulls it back, and it's just behind everybody. It'll fall to Kovacic, who hits it, and it's beaten away by Ramsdale. That was none too convincing. I can only imagine that swerve really late. It looked like Ramsdale was going to be embarrassed, but somehow just got an arm on it to keep it out.
Do you know what? That was a proper Alan parry there from Aaron Ramsdale, because it come out to Kovacic. It's come straight to Ramsdale. I have no idea why he's not just catching it. Well, I know it might have had a bit of swerve on it, but then he sort of patted it away. He's very lucky it hasn't come off his forearms and out the back of net corner for Man City on their right.
Yeah, going to be swung in again towards the far post. There's Haaland with a header, who powers it across. It's actually stayed in play on the near side here, but the offside flag, I think, has gone up, and that is going to be a free kick to Southampton. I think I'm with you. I think he's gone to punch it away. It's gone straight at him, and it's just, if he'd gone to catch it, he would have caught that comfortably.
That is the modern day goalkeeper, you know, where they don't like catching shots, so when it's come straight to him, they try and punch it away or parry it away. And he's got very lucky there, because it was should have been a routine save from Aaron Ramsdale. Yeah. And he hasn't, to be fair, he hasn't had a lot to do. Going 1-0 down after 5 minutes, you'd think it would be like the Alamo. He's not had a lot to do.
He hasn't.
But he's looked particularly shaky, hasn't he, when he's been in possession a couple of times where he's given the ball away.
Yeah, he has. Brentford have got a goal back. Johan Visser has pulled one back against Ipswich. It's Brentford 1, Ipswich 2. In fact, we're hearing it's 2-2 now. We'll get confirmation of that goal. So Ipswich were 2-0 to the good, and they've been pegged back at the G-Tech where the goals are flowing. It's 2-2. We're into added on time here at the end of the first half. Not really been any stoppages in this first 45 minutes.
To be fair, there's not been that many tackles. Well, is there?
No.
It's not been the sort of high intensity like Premier League game that we normally used to see, and it has been like a training game. I think Russell Martin will be delighted that his team are only 1-0 down.
Yeah, Ramsdale did well there, finds Downs, who turns and comes forward. They've just got to find a way to get a little bit more when they go forward. There might be a chance here because Archer's in on goal. He was played in by Stevens. He's sprinting in on Edison's goal. He goes for goal and hits the crossbar, and he bounces away to safety. Archer's shot from a tight angle beat the City keeper, but it cannons off the crossbar, and that was very, very close to a Southampton equaliser.
There's a great little ball round the corner from Jack Stevens. Man City, high line. Cameron Archer completely unmarked. Gets into the 18-yard box, gets it onto his left foot. He should be going for the bullseye, should be going for the centre of the goal. Then he just smashes it past Edison, hits the crossbar, comes back off. That's where you've got to take your chances against this Man City side. Southampton could have been going in at half-time at 1-1.
They could have been. That was the last act of the first half that has seen Manchester City dominate in all aspects. They were in front inside 5 minutes. Good work from Mateus Nunes on his first Premier League start for City down the left. He pulled the ball back, and Haaland, despite being wrestled inside the 6-yard box, was still too strong for the Southampton defence and planted the ball into the roof of the net past Ramsdale. City dominated thereafter, had a couple of shots from distance, but nothing really that overly worried Aaron Ramsdale. In fact, the biggest worry for Ramsdale was his own passing inside his penalty area, but they got away with it, Southampton, and just showed right at the end of the half, on the break, City defending a high line. Archer got a ball 10 yards over the halfway line. He sprinted in on goal, but his shot cannoned off the crossbar. A warning shot for Pep Guardiola and Manchester City. Southampton had not much of the ball, but they have had a threat right at the end of the half. But at half-time, City, as it stands, going back to the top of the Premier League, it's Manchester City 1, Southampton 0.
And Russell Martin is playing a dangerous game, already booked for his reaction to the yellow card shown to his midfielder Flynn Downs late on in the first half, and he's just basically chased the officials down the line. The fourth official, Sam Allison, was getting an earful as well. Stress clearly on show for the team, second bottom of the Premier League. Erling Haaland had gone 3 Premier League games without a goal, Perry Groves, but we knew that today was probably the day he'd break that duck.
Yeah, and after 5 minutes, that was a typical Erling Haaland goal, because he just loiters around the penalty spot, the 6-yard box. He doesn't come short, to feet. He doesn't try and spin in because there's nowhere to run. So he thinks, I conserve my energy. And after the 5th minute, Nunes gets himself down the left-hand side, goes on the underlap. He just whips the ball into the box. And then Bednarek, that was like a senior player against a under-13 centre-half. Because if Bednarek gets himself in front of Erling Haaland and he's got better body strength, Haaland doesn't get to the ball first. Erling Haaland just sort of shoulders him out the way. As the ball drops, just helps it in on the half volley's left foot into the roof of the net. Man City go 1-0 up, and from then on, I've got to be honest, Chris, it's been like a training game. Normally you get the intensity, don't you, of a Premier League. You get the sort of the flow, the passion. There's not a lot of passion here because neither team is actually going to close the other one down, because Man City are letting Southampton have the ball. Just look at the stats here. The possession is fairly even. Like Man City have had 52.7, Southampton 47.3, but that's because Man City are just letting Southampton have the ball, and they know that invariably they're going to give it away, and that's happened on numerous occasions in this first half.
Yeah, a bit like an academy game. Erling Haaland, nobody is beyond critique. I want to point out a chance he had late on in the first half. 41 minutes on the clock, closing in on goal, and he saw his shot blocked after cutting onto his left foot, his preferred foot. But if he trusts his right, he gets a clear line of sight at goal. Yeah, I think I've got to give credit to Jan Bednarek, because he's 1v1, and that's where you don't want to be, do you? 1v1 sort of 20-25 yards from goal, and Bednarek was showing him onto his right foot, and he thought, right, that's your weak side, quite rightly. And then he come back into Bednarek because he wants to curl it with his left foot past Aaron Ramsdale. So maybe he could just got out of his feet, but you can bet your life if he plays the full 90 minutes, he knows that the concentration levels of the Southampton back five are going to go on the skew a little bit, the longer the game goes on. But I think I know, watching this game, I know if it's like ends up 2-3-0 to Southampton, I know the press conference afterwards from both managers is going to be Pep Guardiola waxing lyrical about Southampton. They didn't change the way that they played. They kept strong to their principles. He admires it. They play out from the back. They cause them a problem. And then Russell Manning saying that he's proud of his team because they haven't wilted under pressure here at the Etihad, where Man City's form is so good. But there is that chance. We said about Man City, giving the opposition chances, and Cameron Archer had a great chance bang on halfway line and on half time, where Man City keeping a high line. He's completely unmarked. I have no idea where Ruben Diaz and Manuel Akanji are, because they're not within 40-50 yards of him. He's unmarked in the centre circle. He runs through, and I just looked at him and I thought, have you got the conviction? Do you really believe you're going to score? And he sort of looked over his right shoulder to see if anybody's inside, and thought, no, I've got to go on my own. And he actually made his angle a little bit too wide, where he put his touch onto his left foot, and Ederson comes out and he just gets his shot away, and it cannons back off the crossbar, where maybe a striker of a bit better pedigree dinks it over Ederson, and it ends up in the back of the net. So there's always that little chance that Man City are going to give you. But it's been very, very sort of routine. Aaron Ramsdale has given the ball away probably 4 or 5 times, where there was once he was lucky, actually nearly smashed it into Harwood Bellis, and he managed to jump out of the way, and then it come to Kovacic, and then Harwood Bellis got his block in. So it's been very, very comfortable for Man City. And it has been, it's been like a training game where both teams have been told not to tackle each other, to let each other. Yeah, academy game.
Possession. Exactly, yeah. So if you're Man City and you're Pep Guardiola, Man City have been in, I would say, third gear, after going 1-0 up that early, because at the moment there's not that jeopardy in the game. But the longer it goes on, if Southampton can keep it at 1-0, and then you get into the last sort of 20 minutes, then you might get a bit of edginess. But every time you look at Southampton, Chris, you think they're going to be the Arctic's own downfall. They're going to give the ball away in a ridiculous position, and Man City are going to win the game like 3 or 4-0.
Ramsdale has actually done that. Perry, Mark, take a breather. I'm going to round off the first half with a line from Perry's analysis in that first half. Southampton remind me of my Uncle Ron. They're really nice. Damning Uncle Ron with faint praise. Second half commentary of Manchester City 1, Southampton 0 to come. But right now, let's look ahead to tonight's Premier League action with Sky Sports.
Stay ahead of the game on Talksport 2 with Sky Sports. Stream Sky Sports' big weekend, including Everton versus Fulham, live today. Available with no contract on Now. Search Now Sports. 18 plus. Stream via internet. Terms apply.
It does feel like a big weekend. Everton against Fulham is the 5:30 kickoff in the Premier League. Talksport's Matt Jones is at this one for us. Hi, Matt.
Good afternoon, Chris.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, very well, thanks. The temperature's beginning to drop, but looking forward to what should be an exciting game.
Yeah, I think it will be. Everton unbeaten in 4. They seem to have got their stuff together, got their season going. What's their aim, do you think, this season?
Yeah, it's interesting, like their form has gone one way and Fulham are worried maybe that theirs is going the other because they've lost a couple in a row, but Everton have certainly picked up in recent weeks. They've got that defence sorted that was leaking so many goals at the start of the season. They're beginning to find some form at the other end of the field as well, with Illiman and Dye getting that goal at Ipswich last week. He's growing week on week from what I can see in an Everton shirt, and Sean Dyche must be quietly confident that he can now get this team motoring up the table towards mid-table. It's quietly compact around that area, so if they can string a few more results together, then they can push up towards mid-table, and that'd be such a huge finish for them after what they've had over the last 3 or 4 years. You know, beating relegation on the last day a couple of years ago. There was a season where they got there on the penultimate day. Last year, obviously the points deduction, but they managed to scrape away. So if they can be somewhere around that mid-table, which is very possible with the results that they're putting together at the moment, then that'd be a good achievement for them.
Yeah, the new stadium is almost ready to move in ahead of next season. Off the field, the takeover is close to completion. Finally, exciting times. Or do fans fear perhaps another false dawn?
I think they are just hoping that what they've got at the moment all comes into place, because they've had such a hard few years, really. Obviously, the Moshiri ownership hasn't gone as they would have liked it. They've spent a lot of money for very little reward. There's been a lot of managerial changes. There's been a lot of hope in misplaced players maybe at times, and misplaced games which they haven't managed to get the results in. So those fans are just, I think, looking forward to getting into the new stadium and hoping, which a few weeks ago maybe didn't look likely, that they were going to do it as a Premier League team, and 4 matches unbeaten certainly shows that they're heading in the right direction for that.
But Marco Silva's won on his 3 trips back to Goodison since he left as Everton boss. So who do you make favourites today?
Yeah, he's back here, isn't he? It was an interesting time when he was here, and he's been so successful since he came, as you say, back here with Fulham. They hadn't won here for about 10 years, and then all of a sudden Marco Silva's in charge and they managed to get a few wins. They got a really impressive penalty shootout victory here in a League Cup quarter-final last year as well, which really derailed Everton for a few weeks, and he'll be hoping for something similar this afternoon. I think it's a really tight game, but Fulham, they just seem to have gone off the boil a little bit over recent weeks. Obviously lost to Aston Villa last time out, finished that one with 10 men. Anderson was sent off and he'll be suspended today, so that's a big miss for them. From an Everton point of view, Branthwaite is available again after a thigh injury, and if he comes in at centre-half, we know just how big a difference he makes to them as a defensive unit. Whether Sean Dyche wants to change his defence after a clean sheet last week, we'll wait and see and find out in about 20 minutes, but I think that does make a big difference. So I think Everton probably just about the favourites this afternoon.
And we'll get the team news once we get back underway at Manchester City against Southampton. Thank you, Matt. That was a look ahead to this afternoon's Premier League action with Sky Sports. Don't forget you can stream the biggest Premier League games available with no contract on Now, like Everton against Fulham live today. Search Now Sports.
Stay ahead of the game on Talksport 2 with Sky Sports. Stream Sky Sports' big weekend, including Everton versus Fulham, live today. Available with no contract on Now. Search Now Sports. 18 plus. Stream via internet. Terms apply.
This is Game Day exclusive on Talksport 2. Manchester City leading Southampton 1-0 at the break. We got the half-time scores coming next.
Talksport 2, official broadcast partner of the English Football League. Game day exclusive on Talksport 2 with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Rent from the best lineup in the UK. Enterprise has 450 branches with all the vehicles your business needs.
You don't just check in to a village hotel. You work out. You jump in. You play on. You tuck in and drink up. Village Hotels, 33 locations with everything under one roof. A huge gym with pool and great membership opportunities. And a buzzing pub and grill with delicious food, ice-cold beers and live sport. Check out villagehotels.com and work out, stay, meet and play.
We all fantasize about our perfect home. Watching the big game cozied up in the snug. Balmy summer nights with the kids playing on the lawn.
We're playing real life football!
But come on, this isn't real. Listen, if you're serious about making your fantasy a reality, find out what your home is worth instantly with a free online valuation estimate. Get real about moving. Get on the market. Most common time to obtain an online quote between 1st of April 2024 and 30th of June 2024 was under 3 minutes. Excludes Northern Ireland.
Football is back and it's game on. Get the ultimate football coverage with the Sun's free pull-out goals. With the best writers pitchside for in-depth match reports, it's all about goals. And with unrivaled news from the Premier League to League Two, it has to be goals. Stay up to date on all the latest football action. Get your free copy of Goals every Saturday, Sunday and Monday, only in the Sun.
The new £5 meal deal from McDonald's. Get a cheeseburger or mayo chicken, medium fries, 4 McNuggets and a medium soft drink for guess what? That's right, £5. Yeah! It's not called the £5 meal deal for nothing. From 11 a.m. Not available on delivery. Carbonated soft drink upgrade fees apply. Participating restaurants subject to availability.
Settle down for a night of crime. Witness a heist. Follow a car chase. Eat too much popcorn. Meet a mafia boss. Join in on a bank robbery. Think about making a cup of tea. Be too comfortable to get up. For less.
Selected IKEA sofas are now at a new lower price, along with thousands of other products. IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
Screwfix Sprint delivers from store to door in 60 minutes or less. So, whatever the job, you can do it with less waiting and more working, less downtime and more doing. So don't break your stride. Screwfix Sprint. Order now exclusively on a Screwfix app. £5 delivery charge, no minimum spend. Don't stop. Sprint. Conditions and geographical restrictions apply. Selected products.
When it comes to drama,
This is a monumental moment.
tension,
Big chance here.
and elation,
And the ball is in the back of the net.
the Premier League has it all. And this season you can hear it all on Game Day. Game Day exclusive on Talksport 2 with Sky Sport.
Job done.
Stream Sky Sports Big Weekend, including Everton versus Fulham live today. Available with no contract on now. Search Now Sports. 18 plus. Stream via internet. Terms apply.
Talksport 2, official broadcast partner of the Premier League and the English Football League.
This is Game Day. Halftime classifieds.
Yep, starting with
Premier League.
half-time, Aston Villa 0, Bournemouth 0. Villa had a goal disallowed. Brentford have come from 2 down to draw 2-2 with Ipswich at half-time. Brighton lead Wolves by a goal to 0. And in our game, Manchester City 1, Southampton 0.
Sky Bet Championship.
Bristol City 0, Leeds 0 was an early kick-off. Coventry came from 2 down to beat Luton 3-2. And in our commentary, Watford beat Blackburn 1-0. In the 3 o'clocks, Burnley 0, QPR 0, Derby 0, Hull 0, Plymouth 0, Preston 2. Sheffield United 1-0 up against Stoke. Sunderland leading 1-0 at home to Oxford. Swansea and Millwall 0-0. And West Brom and Cardiff also goalless.
Sky Bet League One.
In the early kickoffs, Mansfield drew 1-1 with Birmingham. Reading beat Bristol Rovers 1-0. In the 3 o'clocks, Bolton 0, Peterborough 0, Cambridge 0, Burton Albion 0. Charlton, they're 1-1 with Wrexham at half-time. Huddersfield leading Exeter by a goal to 0. Lincoln and Stockport tied at 1-1. Northampton 2, Crawley 0. Rotherham 0, Stevenage 0. Shrewsbury a goal down at home to Barnsley. And Wickham 2, Leyton Orient 0.
Sky Bet League Two.
And we'll rattle through League Two. Colchester lost to Salford 2-1 in the early kickoff. Morecambe lost 5-2 at home to Chesterfield. In the 3 o'clocks, no goals between Accrington and Walsall or Bradford and Doncaster. Bromley 0-1 down at home to Barrow. Carlisle 0-1 at home to Cheltenham. Crewe 1, Tranmere 1, Grimsby 1-0 up against MK Dons. Newport 0, Fleetwood 0, also goalless between Notts County and Harrogate. And Port Vale 2-0 up against Wimbledon. And Swindon, with Ian Holloway watching on as the new boss, 1-0 down at home to the Gills. And the players are on their way out. Pep Guardiola has just huddled up his Manchester City team as they make their way back out of the tunnel at the Etihad. Mateus Nunes set up the goal for guess who? Erling Haaland. And that is the score, with City leading Southampton by a goal to nil. We'll hand back to our commentary team, Perry Groves and Mark Wilson.
Cheers, Chris. City just come out onto the field, and we have an early change at half-time from the visitors. Russell Martin has thrown on Adam Armstrong into his attacking lineup. Youngster Tyler Dibbling is the one that makes way. See Pep Guardiola looking on from his vantage point on the bench. Doesn't look overly concerned. His side 1-0 to the good, but dominant throughout. Just that early warning, or sorry, late warning at the end of the first half. We are underway. We'll get you the two teams in just a moment. As City going from right to left, defend a long ball forward. Just looking at Armstrong, who seems to be just like for like. He's playing out on the right, but here comes City looking for an early strike in the second half. They make their way forward. Here's Foden with a shot, and everybody in this stand thought that had gone in, because Ramsdale at full stretch, the ball cannons back off the advertising hoarding, and Foden then just limps away having hit the shot. That will be a concern for Pep Guardiola, but inside 30 seconds, Perry Groves, City almost doubling their lead.
Yeah, again, it's Adam Lallana just giving the ball away cheaply over to Savinho on that right-hand side. Just cuts in on his left foot with outside his left foot, just rolls it into Phil Foden, just gets himself onto the edge of the D. He must be hitting the target, Willow. He's got to hit the target there. He's just tried to give Aaron Ramsdale the eyes, and he's just whipped it past Aaron Ramsdale's near post, goes about 6 inches wide.
Ederson in goal then for City. A back four: Rico Lewis, Manuel Akanji, Ruben Dias and Josko Gvardiol. Kovacic, the holding midfielder, with Savinho, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden, Mateus Nunes across the middle, Erling Haaland, the goal scorer, leading the line. And for the visitors, Ramsdale in goal. A back five: Walker Peters, Harwood Bellis, Bednarek, Stevens and Manning. It's Fernandes, Lallana, Downs and now Adam Armstrong across the middle, with Cameron Archer, who had that chance when he hit the woodwork right at the end of the first half. He leads the line. I guess throwing Adam Armstrong on, even in a wide right position, he has got the option now, Russell Martin, if he wants maybe to go two up top.
Yep. I think what he'll do here last.
Well, we'll come back to that in a minute, because Foden has been, well, I thought he was fouled on the edge of the box. Pep Guardiola holds his arms aloft, and referee again, let's play, go on.
It looked like Fernandes sort of whipped away Phil Foden's standing leg. I think you can tell, as soon as Man City have come out, I think Guardiola said to him that you're not intense enough when you're in possession, that you've got to move the ball a lot quicker, just get it out to the wide areas quicker, which they've done to Savinho.
Yeah, they have. And here's Rico Lewis, wide on the right, lays it back here. Ruben Dias has it. He's about 35 yards out from goal. He feeds the ball back out wide over on that right-hand side. Savinho lays it back. Akanji's touch was poor, but there's no pressure on the ball at the moment. It's still 1-0 to Manchester City. Foden's shot was an opportunity for City to double that, and you get the foul. Now there is a foul, and finally the referee will blow the whistle, and he'll produce a yellow card, because Kyle Walker-Peters has flattened Nunes on this near side, and that is a booking.
Yeah, I just think say just a little bit late there as the ball comes out from Guardiola to Nunes. Just Adam Armstrong just comes in, and just as Nunes toe pokes it away, and Adam Armstrong shows a little bit of aggression that hasn't been shown by Southampton, to be fair, in the first half, but he's got to control that aggression, because now he's put himself on a little bit of pressure.
Yeah,
he's actually got a booking before he's touched the ball.
It's going to be a free kick then that Phil Foden will take. MK Dons have got an equaliser at Grimsby. Alex Gilby, it's 1-1 there. Here's the free kick for Foden, left-footed on the left-hand side. Southampton defending on their 18-yard line. Ball, it's into a great area, headed back across goal and headed off the line by Bednarek. They sneaked in round the back. I think it was Gvardiol with a header back across goal. He maybe could have gone straight at goal. He headed it back, and Bednarek's there to clear it off the line.
It was a great ball in from Phil Foden, just whipping it into the danger area of his left foot. Then Gvardiol coming on the blind side. I think actually he could be going for goal. We just tried to head it back across goal for Erling Haaland. Brilliant defensive header from Bednarek from underneath his own crossbar. Corner for Man City over on their right-hand side.
So Foden's shot and then Gvardiol's header. City pushing for a second. Corner whipped in towards the 6-yard box. Haaland on mark, heads it, headed off the line again. Looked a certain scorer, Haaland. Here now is Foden. Puts in the cross. Here's Haaland again with a header, and it's straight at Ramsdale. Well, City have had 4 chances in the opening 4 minutes of the second half, but it still remains 1-0.
Brilliant defensive header from Harwood Bellis, just making sure that he sort of read the danger where he was zonal initially along the 6-yard box. As it came to Haaland, the far post, he's headed back across goal. Looks like it's going to nest in the back of the net. And there's Harwood Bellis just to clear the danger. Comes back to Haaland, another header straight at Aaron Ramsdale. Just a little bit of more intensity, Willow, if they're playing Man City in this second half.
Yeah, well, certainly is. As here now, could be a break. Armstrong in down the right-hand side for Southampton. Into the edge of the area. He's got plenty of teammates. He's going for goal, and it's a curling shot. But in the end, Ederson had everything behind it and just palms it down. But that was half a chance, and Adam Armstrong, whose goal fired Southampton into the Premier League in that playoff final against Leeds, he came close there. It's a worthy effort on goal, but a much more open second 45 minutes.
Well, and that all came because Kyle Walker-Peters got the ball in the right back position. He just helped the ball into that right-hand channel where Adam Armstrong came short and spun, got himself in behind Vardio. I actually think he should have whipped the ball across the 18-yard box, because Cameron Archer had made a good run round about the D, but then he started cutting onto his left foot straight down Ederson's throat.
Oh, now is that a foul by Manning? It is. Right on the edge of the penalty area, down the right-hand side. Manning has brought down Savinho, and it is a free kick.
Just looking at Savinho, he has more dribbles than a buck-tooth rabbit with rabies. Just gets the ball, just gets out of his feet, goes on the outside of Ryan Manning. Ryan Manning slides in, just ends up hooking his legs away. Free kick for Man City in a really dangerous position over the right-hand side of the 18-yard box.
Yeah, it's about 5 yards away from the byline. It's only a yard outside the right-hand side. You listen live on Talksport 2. City, a win takes them top of the table, and they've got an opportunity here as they play it to the edge of the box. So Kovacic is going to hit it, and it's cleared away. It wasn't the most convincing of strikes, really. Had quite a lot of time as well there. Rico Lewis will look to send the ball back into the area. He works it wide to Foden. Foden now gets it wide. Núñez finds Savinho, looks to play the ball into the 6-yard box, and there's Haaland from 2 yards out, who's put it wide. Everybody in the Southampton shirt left it for one another. Haaland arriving, and he cannot believe he hasn't got a second goal.
He just put his head in his hands, and he nearly missed doing that, because there's a great ball in from Savinho, just whipping the ball in with his left foot across the 6-yard box. As it's curling, you just think Haaland's coming on the blind side of Jack Stevens. You think he's just going to tap it with his left foot. I have no idea how he's missed the target.
I think he's literally tried to put it right in the bottom corner. He was just maybe half a yard past the far post. He tried to side foot it in, and he's put it the wrong side of the post. I think he hits that. There's no way that Ramsdale can keep that out.
Far be it from me to tell Erling Haaland the way that maybe his technique should be when he's finishing, but I think if he just puts that back the way it came, then he just rolls it into the far post empty net. I think he just tried to maybe be a bit too clever and put it in at the near post.
I'm not one to name drop, Perry, but I think your Uncle Ron would have scored that.
Actually, he probably wouldn't. He'd have probably taken a touch and rolled it back across the 6-yard box. He's too nice. He'd have probably gone for the assist.
Good man. 1-0. Manchester City lead here at the Etihad, and it has continued where it left off in the first half. City continuing to dominate. Plymouth 0, Preston 3. Brad Potts with the latest goal for Preston North End. And MK Dons have turned it round. Scott Hogan, 2 goals in 4 minutes for MK Dons lead at Grimsby. Sheffield United have doubled their lead. Tyrese Campbell scoring against his former club. Ball here with City again. Here's Akanji now. The crowd expectant of a second goal. Russell Martin looks on. 2 huge games coming up for his side against Wolves and Everton, who are at the wrong end of the table along with his side here. Núñez gets it back to Gvardiol. Back to Núñez. Rolls it into the channel for Foden to get it. He'll get it back. Patient build-up from the champions here. They know surely a second goal will wrap this up. Here is Núñez again. Rolls it back. to Gvardiol, who's been wrestled and harried by Downs, who got booked in the first half. Just has to temper his tackle somewhat. Shrewsbury 0, Barnsley 2. Max Waters with the second goal for the Tykes there. And the ball all the way back to Edison. So you'd argue Southampton did a good job there.
Yeah, it was better defensive shape there from Southampton. Got the flat back 5, 4 in front of him. See Adam Lallana telling his team to get a little bit closer to the ball, put Man City under a bit of pressure. They may have actually played backwards, and Guardiola just took a sort of a lazy touch.
Here comes City. Bernardo Silva, what skill, takes him away from Lallana. Little pirouette and a Cruyff turn, drag back all in one movement. Akanji gets it wide. Savinho now tries to put the cross in. It bounces off a Southampton defender and it's cleared away for a throw into Man City.
Just said about, Man City being a bit complacent. When it comes out to Kanji, he took 5 touches there where he should be out of his feet. He should be pinging it out to Savinho to give him a 1v1 with Ryan Manning. He takes 5 touches, gives it to Ryan Manning. That allows Fernandes to get back. Gives it to Savinho, and that enables Fernandes to get back to double up with Manning. And then they can just ease Savinho away from the danger area and get the ball back.
Kovacic gave the ball away and then is penalised for a foul on Cameron Archer. Plymouth have got one back. Frederick Isaka with a goal. Plymouth 1, Preston 3, Northampton 3, Crawley 0. And now a yellow card. Is that Lallana that's been booked for dissent? I think it is. Just constant chirping at the referee, Adam Lallana, and the referee has decided he's having none of it.
There's just a bit of frustration there from Adam Lallana, because I think Tony Harrington, the referee, has got it in his head as well, because Lallana gave him a bit of a verbal volley in the first half when Flynn Downs got his yellow card. So that's basically, I've had enough of you, just go away.
Yeah. Your Crew stat, unbeaten in 10 against Tranmere. They're in front, they've turned it around. They lead 2-1. Charlo Tracy's got a second on the afternoon for Crew.
Could be the winning next, the last 5 on the spin.
Yeah, ball here with Southampton, who've just had a little bit of spell of possession inside their own half. What about this for a turnaround? Brentford were 2-0 down to Ipswich. They now lead 3-2. Brian Mbumo with a goal.
I think Ipswich were 2-0 up when they on the 44th minute.
Yeah, and in 51 minutes, it's 3-2.
The ruthlessness of the Premier League.
Yeah. Well, Southampton know all about being 2-0 up and losing games. They did that last week. Ball played forward. Here's Lallana. Lallana plays it early. He's Armstrong offside. He stood right in front of the assistant referee on the near side. And maybe, in fairness to Adam Armstrong, he wanted the ball played a little bit quicker than it did come.
They did really well, Southampton. They worked it out from Harwood Bellis deep, nearly on his own byline, into Adam Lallana. Lallana out to Adam Armstrong. That is the cardinal sin. What's the equivalent to that in rugby league, Willow? Because the cardinal sin in football is you're the widest man, you're looking right across the line, and as you said, he's standing basically on the linesman's toes.
Yeah. Well, it's the same, isn't it, in rugby? If you stood next to the referee and you're a yard offside, he's going to give a penalty against you. That's how it works. Here comes Diaz for City. Works it out wide on the right. You listen live on Talksport 2. Mark Wilson with the former league winner Perry Groves. Perry will be at West Ham against Manchester United tomorrow, all part of the Sunday session with Sam Matterface. Here is Bernardo Silva, gets it back to Gvardiol, who just rolls it to Foden. Kovacic's pass was blocked, and here now the ball works its way wide to Mateus Nunes.
You're just looking at Man City, when they're in possession, Phil Foden and Rico Lewis goes the 10s, and Bernardo Silva actually goes level with Erling Haaland, basically as a front 2.
Yeah. Ball works its way across to Ruben Diaz, gets it away to Akanji, works it wide on the City right, Savinho, he gets it away. 13 gone second half, still 1-0. Erling Haaland's goal inside 5 minutes as it stands, sending Manchester City top of the table. They'd like the comfort of another goal as the ball works its way in. Here's Rico Lewis, has it on the right side of the penalty area. Foden just lays it back to Akanji. Foden takes it off him. You just wonder what the Southampton mindset would be if they were to concede another goal now. Who knows? Goal difference may well be crucial come the end of the season. Guardiola looks on, barely moving. They're about to make a change, Southampton. Joe Rebo is about to come on. Ball played forward for Foden, headed away by Bednarek. There were appeals for a high foot, but it's an offside flag that stops City, and it will be a free kick to Southampton. So Joe Rebo coming on, another attacking option for the visitors, and he will come on for Adam Lallana, whose afternoon is over. Not really had too much of an impact, Lallana, today.
To be fair, it was in the first sort of 3 or 4 minutes, wasn't it, where he got himself on the ball, where they were trying to play out from the back. I think this was probably a planned substitution, just coming on for the hour mark. Obviously Adam Lallana in the latter stage of his career, I think he was put in there as well, not only for his quality on the ball, but you could tell that he's non-stop talking and chattering to obviously his teammates, just making sure about their distances, their team shape. So it's obviously Joe Rebo just again going a like for like alongside Flynn Downs in that centre midfield area.
Ball works its way across goal, given away on the edge of the 18-yard box, and the effort in the end from City is a poor one as the ball blooms over the bar, and it was another opportunity, and it was Nunez who had the chance there, but it's a horrendous pass from down in the left-back position by the corner flag. Just punted it straight into the penalty area there, Perry. That could and maybe should have been a second goal.
That's just a blind pass from Matheus Fernandes there. As you said, he's in the left-back position. He's facing his own touchline with his right foot. He's whipped it across his own body, and he's whipped it. That was what you would tell if you're coaching, young kids in the academy. You would coach them not to play across their own goal when they're facing their own goal, and they got their back to play.
Yeah.
And he's actually just whipped it across, played it blind. Said it was really lucky it came to Nunez, couldn't quite get his shot away. But that is such a basic error there from Fernandes.
Yeah, it is. As forward go the visitors over halfway, a rare occurrence in this second half. They did have that shot from Armstrong that in the end Ederson saved pretty easily. That's been the only chance that Southampton have had. Foden had a shot, Gvardiol had a header, and then Haaland had 2 cleared off the line. So there's been chances for City, but it is still 1-0 here, live on Talksport 2. As they look to play their way forward. Here's Downs now. Fernandes does well on this occasion. They'll work the ball wide. Here's Armstrong. Armstrong on the right, cutting in now towards the penalty area. Gets it to Fernandes. Can he find a cross? It's cut out by Gvardiol, who then plays it into the edge of his own area. And it's given away. Here's Aribo. Pokes the ball out of his feet. Downs a little back heel. Just couldn't get the ball under control. Better from Southampton as Bednarek hoists it forward. Should be kept in on that far side by Manning, who's into the area, but he's eased off it. And the ball cleared away by City. And now over on the far side, down by their byline in the right back position. They work it out of trouble as Foden falls theatrically to the ground. Haaland's going to have to... Well, he's involved in an all-in wrestling match here with Bednarek, and that's a certain foul, a certain free kick. Well, those two have been at it. Did Bednarek just kick the ball away there, or did City try and take a quick free kick? I'm not sure. Referee's been harassed and harangued by all parties.
That was 2 falls and 1 submission winner, I think, there, wasn't it? He said Man City did really well the way they worked it out in a tight area from Phil Foden into Bernardo Silva and just rolls it into Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland gets his body in between Bednarek and the ball. Bednarek tries to get him round and basically just grabs him round the shoulders and throws him to the floor. There's a little wry smile on Erling Haaland's face because he knows, when you know you've got the measure of somebody and he thinks, right, I've got you worried now.
Here's the ball with City on their right. Looking now to work the cross towards Haaland, who heads it back across goal. It was a really tight angle. He just couldn't quite get enough of the header, and it's cleared once again off the Southampton goal line. Akanji. Haaland needs to get back on the field of play here. He's not involved at the moment. I think he picked up a bang on his knee, but he needs to get... City are playing all around the box, and Haaland is stood in an offside position. Oh, they've gone past here. A chance now along the byline for Nunez, who maybe should have done better with that opportunity, and Southampton will look to clear it away. It just feels a matter of when, not if, but when.
Yeah, I think Man City have just upped the tempo, especially in the wide area. Savinho, again, 1v1 with Ryan Manning. Goes on the little foot over, goes on the outside, just stands him up on the far post. Erling Haaland diving full length at the far post, just trying to ease it back across goal. Ramsdale just slides in the end it's Jan Bednarek who just hooks the ball off the goal line. but just Man City up in the tempo when they're in possession.
Yeah, they are indeed. They have it on halfway. It's currently Manchester City 1, Southampton 0. For the latest odds, head over to William Hill, the official betting partner of Talksport 2's Premier League coverage, where right now you get Erling Haaland to score the next goal at 5-2. Haaland to score a hat-trick 11-2, or Phil Foden to assist. Here the cross comes in, it's too deep. Phil Foden to assist the goal is 5-1. That's all thanks to William Hill. 18 plus begambleaware.org. You get the feeling that it will be City will add to their total here. They lead by a goal to nil. We've had 64 minutes. Got a spell of away fixtures. Oh, now make a note of that. Mateus Nunes, really poor control there. And it's out. Pep Guardiola is quick to applaud, but a bit disappointed with that little bit of skill.
Yeah, I think he might point out to him when they have the debrief afterwards. Obviously, Man City going to win the game, which we think they will. They'll probably laugh about it.
Here's Kovacic now. Feeds it to the edge of the area. Savinho goes down. But no penalty, no appeal for a penalty. And now they're trying to pass their way out of their own 18-yard box, which they do. But Aribo closed down by Kovacic, who wins it straight back. And City have it back. Forward they come again. Derby have equalised against Hull. DeJean Brown 1-1 there. Wickham 3-0 up against Leyton Orient. Huddersfield 2-0 up over Exeter. Ben Wiles with the latest. And Sunderland, league leaders in the Championship, lead Oxford 2-0. Wilson Isidore with a goal there. Southampton just can't get out of their own half at the moment. Forward again come City.
He's looking at Carl Walker-Peters. He's got the ball in the right back position. He's looking for Cameron Archer to make a run for him. And Cameron Archer just stays in the centre circle. That enables Bernardo Silva and Nunes to get back and just take the ball off Walker-Peters' feet, because he had no options. Cameron Archer has made a run.
No, Gvardiol gets it wide to Nunes. Lays it back to Gvardiol. He just squares it off. Every Southampton player is back in and around the edge of their own penalty area. 1-0 Manchester City lead. Lewis trying to earn a corner. He will. It's another City corner. They've been amassing the corners for sure this afternoon. But it is still only 1-0. Haaland's goal, although he's come very, very close. The 9th City corner of the game. Will it lead to a goal? How long can Southampton hang on for? It's still at 1-0. They'll feel they might be able to nick something. At 2-0, that becomes an entirely different proposition. Ramsdale comes, doesn't get it, and it's hammered away by Stevens at the far post. Rico Lewis has got an awkward bouncing ball to deal with here. The break could be on. Well, Lewis actually did really well in the end. Archer was up against him, and Archer goes down holding the back of his head, and the referee will stop play because of that, as City were on a break forward. But had Southampton been able to bring that ball down there, they would have had a 2-on-1 with the last defender.
Yeah, you said he did really well, Rico Lewis, because Cameron Archer just tried to ease him off it with his right arm. Rico Lewis knew that was coming, made sure he stayed on his feet. In the end, he won the header over the top of Cameron Archer. And unfortunately for Man City's point of view, because they recycled possession, Tony Harrington, the referee, has to stop play because it's in inverted commas a head injury. But I think Cameron Archer actually knew what he's doing, because looking at the replay, there was no clash of heads. It was just Rico Lewis winning the ball cleanly.
Yeah, ball with City again then from the restart. They have it down their right-hand side, and the ball works its way towards the edge of the area. Doncaster 2-0 up at Bradford. Billy Sharp with a second goal there for the visitors. Well, there's a great noise coming here from the stands. The action on the pitch not quite matching that at the moment. City constantly attacking, but now there's a ball to the far post. Walker-Peters pokes it behind for a corner. Another Manchester City corner. They lead by a goal to nil, and Southampton are hanging on here. Well, if it was a boxing match, you wouldn't quite be throwing the towel in, but you might just be asking Southampton to defend themselves a little bit more.
Exactly, yes. Put your guard up, put your hands up. To be fair to Southampton, they defended well from corners. So it's going to be Nunes who whips the ball in with his right foot.
It is, and it's a good delivery as well to the 6-yard box. Headed away, it'll fall on the volley. Savinho didn't get any of it, and now the break for Archer. But again, Kovacic is there to halt his go forward. And here now is Phil Foden. And he gets it away to Gvardiol, and he now will roll it out on this near side. Here is Nunes, who's seen a lot of the ball. He did provide the assist for the opener for Haaland. He's not done an awful lot second half. And Foden now seeing more of the ball, pokes it forward. Haaland just waits on the edge of the 18-yard box, wondering when it's his time to strike. 11 Premier League goals for him. Is he going to get another chance here? Savinho has it far side.
Trouble, I'm just looking at Erling Haaland. Obviously, he's not even making any sharp movements, pretending he's trying to, come and get the ball, or making sharp movements behind Bednarek. He's just basically just walking around. And then when it goes into...
Well, here's a shot from distance. It cannons off a defender. It'll fall to Savinho wide on the right-hand side. And now there's a standoff 7 yards out from goal. They just roll it back to Akanji. Akanji there. Everybody barring Archer for Southampton for that moment were inside their own penalty area, and that's where they've been for pretty much the whole of the second half. 69 gone, live on Talksport 2. Mark Wilson with the former Arsenal and Southampton man Perry Groves. And the ball now works its way wide on the City right. Here's Foden, looks for the give and go into the penalty area. Little turn, moves it out here to Gvardiol. Gvardiol touch was heavy, then he tried to fire the cross in, and it cannons off Harwood Bellis and goes behind for another Manchester City corner.
Yeah, Southampton sitting deeper and deeper up. You said just defending their 18-yard block. Phil Foden started to get himself involved a lot more in the second half. Willow, he's been the one who's been the busiest, just getting it and lending it there. Said it just comes out for Gvardiol, really heavy touch. Harwood Bellis gets a block in, corner for Man City on the left.
Yeah, whipped in towards the far post. Haaland came barrelling in and it went above him and out for a goal kick. So 20 minutes remaining. Look, I think if you'd have offered Russell Martin 1-0 with 20 left, he would have taken it.
He'd have snapped your hands off. And I'm just looking at Pep Guardiola. Normally he can get quite agitated, can't he, in his technical area. He can get frustrated. Even he's not showing that much emotion at the moment, because I think he knows that this is all down to Man City's concentration.
Yeah, Brian in front against Wolves. Danny Welbeck with a goal right on half-time there. As that's gone out for a goal kick. Adam Armstrong was trying to earn his side a corner. It just came off his own foot. So in the Premier League, it's still Villa 0, Bournemouth 0, Brentford 3, Ipswich 2. Ipswich were 2-0 to the good there. Brighton 1. Wolves 0, Manchester City 1, Southampton 0 here. Later on, Everton against Fulham. You'll have updates of that during the phone-in over on Talksport from 5:30. Up in the Scottish Premiership, Dundee 1, St Johnstone 1, Ross County 1, Kilmarnock 1. The late kick-off is Aberdeen against Dundee United. In the Championship earlier on, Bristol City 0, Leeds 0, Coventry 3, Luton 2. Coventry were 2-0 down there, won it in added on time. Watford beat Blackburn 1-0 courtesy of a late penalty. Elsewhere it's Burnley 0, QPR 0, Derby 1, Hull 1, Plymouth 1, Preston 3, Sheffield United 2, Stoke 0, Sunderland 2, Oxford 0. Goalless between Swansea and Millwall and West Brom and Cardiff. In League 1, Manchester City 1, Mansfield Town 1, Birmingham 1. That's a full time from earlier on. Good result that for Mansfield, who are chasing down automatic promotion into the Championship. Reading beat Bristol Rovers by 1-0 as well earlier on. City continue to dominate, but they haven't really tested. They've had a couple of headers cleared off the line, but Ramsdale hasn't had enough saves to make, has he?
No, not really. You could say Erling Haaland missed a chance, didn't he, from probably like 6 inches. Phil Foden's drilled one past the Ramsdale.
Well, here he is, Foden weaving his way through, got the shot away, but there was Harwood Bellis to block it. It was mesmeric how he just kept the ball close to his own feet there. The ball works its way out to Silva on the left. Here now is Gvardiol, looks to switch it to Akanji. Is he going to unleash a shot? Goes into the penalty area, right-hand side, lays it back to Rico Lewis. Savinho has it. The City subs are warming up, but no sign yet of any changes. City go to Spurs in the League Cup in midweek. Southampton have got Stoke as a pass forward comes off a defender. Ramsdale collects it and he has it back with 18 left.
Yeah, the game needs sort of liven up a little bit, so why doesn't Guardiola put Ortega on in goal, take off Diaz, put Edison in at centre half and let him be like the free player at the back?
Can you just imagine the reaction if he did that?
It would, I think, maybe see it signed as a bit of disrespect.
Yes, possibly. Joe Rebo has it.
Would be very entertaining.
It would. Well, you are listening to Manchester City against Southampton on Talksport 2 with Sky Sports. Don't forget you can stream the biggest Premier League games available with no contract on now, like Everton versus Fulham live today. Search Now Sports for more details. Ball is in the Southampton half, pretty much where it's been for 95% of this second half. It's still 1-0 to City. Haaland's goal is sending Manchester City back to the summit with Liverpool and Arsenal to play tomorrow at the Emirates. The Sunday session will have you covered tomorrow. As here come the visitors. Here's Archer in down the left-hand side. Aribo and Armstrong busting a gut to get into the box. It falls to Aribo, lays it back just behind Fernandez, finds Armstrong from a tight angle, fizzes a shot that goes just over the top. They thought it took a deflection. I'm not so sure it did, but that was a better move, probably the best Southampton move of the game so far. Still 1-0.
Yeah, good play from Southampton down there, left-hand side. Just Aribo just linking up, goes out to Cameron Archer, just gets himself, pulls the ball back to Aribo on the edge of the box, into Fernandez, out to Armstrong on this right-hand side. I think he just needs to be a bit braver. Maybe he's got Bernardo Silva 1v1, he can take him on, maybe go on the outside of him, gets his shot away, doesn't hit the target. But as you said, it was a good passing move from Southampton down the left-hand side, a really good run from Cameron Archer, getting himself in that left-hand channel.
Yeah. Harry Clark is having a bit of a nightmare for Ipswich today. He scored the own goal on half-time that made it 2-2, and he's now been sent off for a second yellow card.
Wouldn't be Harry Clark sitting in the away team dressing room, would you, on his own?
Nah.
Watching the game on the monitor?
Yeah. Might probably just go wait on the bus outside, to be fair.
If they let him on it.
Possibly. It's a long way to walk home, isn't it, Ipswich? It's 1-0 here to Manchester City. Plenty more football to come, including tomorrow live on Talksport 2. Big game in the Championship. Norwich take on Middlesbrough. Joe Shannon and the former England man Dean Ashton live from 3 tomorrow on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL, as we are going to get another change full of visitors, and it is James Bree who is coming on, and he's going to replace Ryan Manning. So James Bree into the action. And Ryan Manning's afternoon is over. Fullback for fullback?
Yeah. If you've used James Bree, you'd be cheesed off, wouldn't you, if you sat on the bench trying to make sure in that starting 11?
I've just got to revisit Harry Clark's day. You might be right about him not getting on the bus. Own goal, conceded a penalty and sent off.
Hat-trick.
That is a bad day. On the Sunday session tomorrow, that you'll be talking about as a bad day.
When you go home, how did it go today? Well, to be fair, I've had better days.
Yeah, 1-0 City lead here. Southampton have served notice here. 1-0, they will get a chance. City could do with putting this away here. For as confident and as accomplished as the Premier League champions have looked, Southampton have had 3 decent opportunities if you include the Archer shot they hit the woodwork in the first half. But 2 good efforts to Armstrong in the second half. This game is not over yet. Liverpool and Arsenal fans will be praying that Southampton can get a result here, but a second goal for City should take care of business. Here is Ruben Diaz. Southampton are just starting to push a little bit higher up the field here. That might open them up in behind if City can get their passing game on point.
Yeah, just like Southampton, Carl Walker-Peters has gone over to the left-back position. James Bree's come over onto this right-back.
Here's a ball over the top for Nunez to chase. Well, Nunez has just pushed Bednarek into his own goalkeeper Ramsdale, and Ramsdale's gone down injured here. That was a little bit unnecessary, that from Nunez. I don't think he needed to even get involved there. And Ramsdale is down, and the referee's going to call on the physio, I think, here.
Yeah, just as the ball comes through to Aaron Ramsdale, Bednarek just eases Nunez off the ball. To be fair,
with the greatest will in the world, if Ramsdale's staying down for that.
Do you know what has happened is Bednarek's right hand, I think, was caught Ramsdale in the throat. So maybe he's just, sort of lost his breath a little bit. But it wasn't any housery there from Nunez, was it? It was just he would stop himself from running into Bednarek. As you said there, Ramsdale's going to be all right. And we were wondering about jeopardy in this game, Willow, wasn't we? Now we're coming up to the 79th minute. There is jeopardy of the game because Man City are only 1-0 up, and you'd have to say that Man City have probably been a little bit complacent. They've been in third gear because they get the feeling, that they're in total control of the game. But the longer it goes on at 1-0, as you said there, we've seen Southampton had a couple of breakaways in the second half. Armstrong had his shot where he should be hitting the target, went over the crossbar. And it's just whether Southampton have that bit of belief that when they do get their breakaway chances, get into that final third, they just have to have that little bit of composure, that little bit of quality to see if they can make Man City play. But we've got all the Southampton fans away to our right-hand side, and they'll be absolutely delighted that their team are only 1-0 down, you know, coming into this sort of 80th minute mark. Because you have to say, Aaron Ramsdale hasn't had that many difficult saves to make.
He hasn't. The one that was difficult, he made difficult himself when he went to punch it instead of just catching what looked a pretty routine save. It is 1-0, and we are into the final 11 minutes here on Talksport 2. Well, we were expecting plenty of goals today, but credit Southampton, they've continued to defend well. Can they muster up an equaliser? Well, here they go forward now with Fernandes driving forward. Got Archer one way, goes outside to Walker-Peters. Walker-Peters with a step over, pulls it back to the edge of the area. Thought there were going to be a chance for a shot from Stevens. He opted to pass it. Archer, Aribo and Armstrong wait in the middle. Cross towards the far post, headed away by Gvardiol. And now City could look to try and break their way forward. But instead, they just turn it back inside their own half. They're not in a rush to go anywhere at the moment. And the ball now works its way across the City penalty area, and Ederson will just clear it forward. But it's picked up by Southampton. This game is not done yet. Southampton are growing into it. They're starting to believe they might get something out of this. They were expecting City to put them away. They had a lot of chances start of the second half, Manchester City. They didn't take them.
We're just looking at Southampton when they were in transition there. Jack Stevens, obviously in centre half, he found himself in the inside left position when the ball went out to Arch on that left-hand side.
Well, here they have it now on the left against Southampton. A couple of step overs from Walker-Peters. Rico Lewis is there to show him away from goal. They'll pull it back to Fernandes, who finds Jack Stevens, who just took his eye off the ball a moment. He'll get it away to Taylor Harwood-Bellis, the former City youngster. Now plays a ball over the top. It's a good ball as well, but Gvardiol just pulled it down out of the air. That was great defending. It had to be as well. Armstrong had made a really intelligent run in behind there. And I think the City fans around us are just starting to get a little bit nervous now.
A little bit edgy. You can just feel it. A little bit of tension, just feel in the air. And that was a really good run from Adam Armstrong. We said before that Southampton need to be a threat in behind. When it came out to Harwood-Bellis, he just lofted the ball over the top of Gvardiol. And lucky that Gvardiol done his hamstring stretches, because Inspector Gadget leg came out with his left foot, just got his left toe to it. But as you said there, Willow, there's just that little bit of nervousness, a little bit of tension. Southampton have started to get a little bit more confident. Obviously they've had their subs on, giving some fresh legs.
I think Flynn Downs could be in a bit of trouble here. He's gone down holding his knee. I think he's just opened up his ankle a little bit there in a challenge. He won the ball and maybe just got caught on the ankle.
Yeah.
Villa scored earlier on. It was disallowed. They have scored now. Ross Barkley. Aston Villa 1, Bournemouth 0. Don't forget all the goals as they go in, and the full-time phone-in over on Talksport this afternoon. If you've got the app, you can swipe left and right between the two. If you've not got the app, it's available in all the usual places.
Yeah, it was Savinho there, just a little bit late on Flynn Downs. You said as he's just gone to side foot the ball and he's opened up his right foot, he's opened up his right ankle joint. I'll be really surprised if he carries on, because he was limping around like a wounded eagle for a good sort of 2 or 3 minutes afterwards. And sod's law, what happens, Willow, is when you're like that, the ball gets played straight to you, didn't he? Thought, I want to shift it on as quickly as possible. I think he's going to struggle, and that sort of injury, that looks like he could be out for like a good 3 or 4 weeks there when you've done your ankle ligaments.
Didn't look great, did it? Didn't look great. You are listening to Manchester City against Southampton on Talksport 2 with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Whatever the mission, home or away, Enterprise helps over 120,000 people every day. 1-0, we have got a stoppage in place. There is going to be added on time. We've seen Ilkay Gundogan about to come on for Manchester City. He's stripped and ready to go. Flynn Downs is hobbling off to the far side, so he might yet carry on. As it stands in the Premier League, Aston Villa 1, Bournemouth 0, Brentford 3, Ipswich 2, Brighton 1, Wolves 0, Manchester City 1, Southampton 0, Everton Fulham is the late kick-off in the Premier League. In the Championship earlier on, Bristol City 0, Leeds United 0, Coventry 3, Luton 2 are both results, as is Watford 1, Watford 1, Blackburn 0. I'll give you the latest in a moment as City back on the attack here, looking for the second goal that will put this game to bed and send City back to the top of the Premier League title tonight. Playing keep ball over on the right-hand side.
Obviously, they're down to 10 minutes a minute. Obviously, Flynn Downs over on that far side. So it's whether Man City can work the ball, just come out to Núñez on this left-hand side.
Well, there's a line of 6 Southampton defenders across the edge of their 18-yard box. Make that all 10 of them now, just all within 5 yards of each other. Akanji gets it away. Gets the ball back. Gundogan is about to come on for Manchester City. Akanji, Ruben Diaz, and again Southampton now are just starting to push forward. They're looking to try and win it high up the field. Gvardiol is forced to go back to Ederson, and Ederson will get his ball forward. He's looking for one over the top for Foden. Across comes Harwood Bellis, and he gets it back to his goalkeeper Ramsdale, who this time will knock it long. Looking towards Archer. No real pressure on Ruben Diaz, who can head it towards Bernardo Silva. He too goes back to Ederson.
Well, I'm just looking at Russell Martin there. The ball got rolled back to Aaron Ramsdale from Harwood Bellis, and it was a scuffy ball back, wasn't it, where it's bouncing and bouncing. Erling Haaland's gone to close Aaron Ramsdale down, and understandably he's thought, right, I'm going to have to hook this away because it's bounced in front of me. Russell Martin actually shouted out to Aaron Ramsdale, calm down, as if to say, take a touch and take Erling Haaland on and keep possession.
Well, here comes City again down the right. Savinho lays it back. Akanji 20 yards out. He's going for goal. Kills it straight into the arms of Ramsdale. No real problem there. Plymouth were 3-0 down. They've got it back to 3-2 now. And now, again, I think Downs has gone down and Russ Martin's going to have to make a change.
Right, I'm not a physio, Willow, right? When you're watching that and the physios go on, I can tell that Flynn Downs has got absolutely no chance because he's opened up his right ankle joint completely. So I have no idea why they've said that he could carry on there.
Well, the change is made, and it is going to be Núñez who comes off for Ilkay Gundogan. Started brightly, got the assist for the goal for Erling Haaland, but second half maybe not produced the kind of quality that Pep Guardiola would have wanted.
Do you know what I think it is? Well, I think with Núñez, he's big, strong, he's athletic, and he's a strong runner. He likes the ball in behind. I don't think it suits him when the team plays the sort of the low block. You know, Southampton are a 5-4-1 out of possession. It doesn't suit him where he's got to be in tight spaces. You know, he likes space to run into. So you can understand why Núñez has come on.
Flynn Downs is going off, and Cameron Archer is going off as well as Russ Martin brings on Kamaldeen Sulemana and Paul Onuachu come on into the action. Last roll of the dice really for the visitors. 3.5 minutes left, but there have been quite a few stoppages in this second half, so maybe all is not done yet. Crewe have got a third. Joel Taberner against Tranmere. Crewe 3, Tranmere 1. Andy Cook scored again for Bradford. Bradford 1, Doncaster 2. Ball forward to Onuachu, who's a big target man. Certainly has got the physique, hasn't he, to hold it up front. That could change the way that Southampton play here as they work it with Aribo to Brie on the right. There's another goal in this game, Perry, and I'm not now convinced that which way it's going to go.
All it's say they'll get even more nervous in the Etihad, the Man City fans. Onuachu's come on, you said he's a towering presence up front, and that's whether Southampton can get themselves into the final third of Man City, and if they can get decent crosses into the box. Obviously Adam Armstrong's out on this right hand side trying to give him a little bit of width.
There will be a few minutes of added on time for sure. Southampton now going through. Oh, that's a foul, and that is a good foul as well. I think it was Kovacic who will get a booking for that, but I think that foul needed making there because they were on the break, Southampton. They were looking dangerous, and Kovacic does go in the book.
It was really good play from Carl Walker-Peters, sort of coming in for that left back position into midfield, let the ball roll across his feet. And we said there he was at the two centre halves of Man City. Would have been a 3v3 situation. Kovacic just had a little look round and thought, right, and I know, you know, people don't like the terminology, but that is a professional foul where he's thinking, right, I'll take one for the team.
He's had to, hasn't he? That was dangerous there. Southampton have grown into it. For all the criticism around Russell Martin and his tactics, the very few occasions Southampton have managed to get the ball down, that they clearly can play.
Yes, they've got good technical players. You can tell that the Southampton players have the belief in the philosophy, because obviously Russell Martin hasn't wavered, and he said after 5 minutes, going 1-0 down after 5 minutes, you think, right, it's batten down the hatches time. But they've still kept trying to play, and they've still made their way into Man City's box a couple of times where they just haven't had that little bit of quality.
Well, here's a ball in towards the big centre forward, Paul Onuachu, who got a header on it. It took a deflection before it reached him, but his header looped up and easily saved by Edison. But that's the kind of threat that he'll possess. And Southampton, I think, are going to go all out here in the last few minutes for the equaliser, and it may leave them open up the other end. But they've managed to sustain it this far. Can they keep going? Andrew Cannon has put Wrexham 2-1 up at Charlton. As forward now comes City. Here is Kovacic, works it out wide to Savinho's popped up now on the left-hand touchline. And here now is Gvardiol.
Suleiman has gone over onto that left-hand side. Adam Armstrong on the right-hand side, and Onuachu through the middle.
He's an imposing presence, Onuachu.
And just looking at Southampton, it looks like they've gone to a flat back four, because Jack Stevens actually gone into like the midfield area.
Yeah, he has.
So they're committing more men forward.
They are.
So basically it's a 4-3-3.
Ball back with Edison. Ipswich down to 10. They've got a late leveller at the G-Tech. It's 3-3 now. Delap with a goal for Ipswich. Here's Haaland. Nice touch, feeds it to Foden. Foden now comes forward. Foden driving City forward to add it on time here. Foden 25 yards out. Rolls it to Savinho. Savinho onto his left foot. Puts up the cross to the far post. Ramsdale palms it down and collects it before Haaland can hook it in.
Yes, Vieira just coming out onto his left-hand side, being fed in by Phil Foden. Gets one to his left foot, just tried to dink it to the far post. Needs it to be a bit of a pitching wedge, and he's used his 7-iron. In the end, that enabled Ramsdale just to put a big left palm out to claw the ball away from Erling Haaland. So probably like 5 minutes to go now.
Yeah, there's 6 added on minutes.
There's going to be another chance in this game. There's going to be another chance. So Russell Martin's gone all Las Vegas. He's gone all in with his 3 up front.
He's had to do, but the fact that his side haven't been put away, you look at those chances. Foden within 60 seconds of the restart, Gvardiol's header when he headed across goal instead of into the goal, and then Haaland's couple of headers, one cleared off the line. Here is Armstrong trying to get in behind. Ruben Diaz just comes strolling across and collects the ball, and now they're looking to work it downfield. Manchester City, Haaland eased off it. He's probably moved more in the last 5 minutes, Erling Haaland, than he has done all afternoon. You know when they do the
heat map?
Yeah, the technology they put in the shirt, the trackers. I don't think they bother looking at his, do they? They don't need to. Here now is Bernardo Silva. He gets it. Here is Haaland. Force wide of goal. Can't get the shot away. He'll hold it up, and he just nonchalantly lays it back to Rico Lewis. City lead by a goal to 0. They scored inside 5 minutes. Not the avalanche of goals many expected here. Southampton have stuck in it, and they have had some chances second half. Here now is Savinho. There's no one really pushing into the box. He's on his own. He fires it across goal, and it'll go all the way out for a throw-in over on the far side.
Just looking at Erling Haaland, he's found himself over on the right wing. He said there, he played a ball back to Rico Lewis, and he sort of chipped it back, and then he looked like he was absolutely shattered, because the ball come over onto the left-hand side to Savinho, and then Erling Haaland is still in that right wing position with his hand on his haunches, sort of bent over, as if he'd just run a marathon.
Millwall got a late winner, it seems, at Swansea. Casper de Noor with a 90th minute goal. Here now comes Bree. This might be Southampton's chance. Over halfway, here's Armstrong wide on the right. Bree continues with Onuachu into the penalty area. Armstrong's going to stand it up to the far post. So Onuachu heads it down, and it was going straight to Edison, and Akanji bundled it behind. He needed a call there. It's a late corner for Southampton, and their little pocket of fans over on that far side are starting to believe they might be about to nick a point here at the home of the champions.
Yes, give them some hope and some belief. Really worked well on this right hand side from James Bree out to Adam Armstrong, just trying to ease the ball into the box on the far post. Onuachu maybe could have chested it down, tried to head it back across. Man City get a block. big moment this game now, Willow. Southampton corner them over on their left-hand side.
City lead by a goal to nil. Southampton's corner is whipped in towards the 6-yard box. It's headed away by Akanji, and a big roar of relief goes around the Etihad, but the danger not yet over. Walker-Peters needs to recycle possession, and he'll do that wide on the left here. They're going to throw it into the box. There's plenty of luminous green shirts forward. Bednarek heads it up in the air, and it's headed away by Gvardiol, who's happy just to get the ball out of play on the near side. Aribo picks it up. He gets it away to Bree now. Southampton just leaving 4-5 players on the edge of the penalty area. Come on, City, the chant around the Etihad. Ball towards the far post. Gvardiol heads it out. Is it going to go up for a corner? No, it's a throw-in. But City are hanging on here. 4 of the minimum 6 added-on minutes have gone, so a couple of minutes left. This will be an absolute smash and grab from Southampton if they can get something here.
It's going to be a long throw from Jack Stevens. He's going to make sure that he's going to try and just put it on the head of Harwood Bellis at the near post.
Ball is launched in towards Onuachu, heads it towards goal. Fernandez was racing onto it. City break could be on. The City break could be on. The referee pulls up for a foul, and that might just be enough. Phil Foden is furious they couldn't play on there. But it is a free kick to Manchester City in just over 60 seconds remaining. Brighton got a second, courtesy of Evan Ferguson to lead 2-0, but Ryan Aït-Nouri's got one back for Wolves. Brighton 2, Wolves 1. Going into the closing stages there. It looks like Manchester City are going to have enough to get to the top of the table here, and John Stones is coming on for the last 60 seconds just to see things out. Or is he? I don't think the referee's allowing him to come on yet. They've not put the numbers in the fourth officials board. Russ Martin's just checking that they're adding this time on. Ederson takes an eternity to take the free kick, which is aimed at Haaland. He's headed back to Ramsdale, who now surely has got to go long here. He's going to bowl it out. They need to get it forward. There are 3 Southampton players waiting on the halfway, and Achu brings it down, but it falls to Foden. Foden driving forward now, feeds Haaland to win it for City. Great save, Ramsdale. Still 1-0, and we're now into the final 20 seconds of a minimum 6 added on minutes, and Southampton continue to throw forward here. Can they get the ball away? I think they're going to get a free kick, and now Stones will come on. He replaces Rico Lewis, but there's going to be one last chance for Southampton.
Well, that all came from Aaron Ramsdale rolling the ball to Harwood Bellis, where he should be smashing up the field. They've got Onuachu up front, who's 8'8", so he should be smashing up to him to get knocked down. Harwood Bellis gives the ball away, comes Erling Haaland, looks like he's going to dink it over Aaron Ramsdale. Aaron Ramsdale slides out, takes it off him, just gets himself out a little bit of trouble, and now it's Pep Guardiola just trying to run the clock down. Who would have thought that in the first 5 minutes? Yeah. Obviously Rico Lewis coming off, John Stones going on.
Rico Lewis coming off, so we're now at the behest of the referee as to how long we play on. Sunderland have won in the Championship, beating Oxford by 2-0. Rotherham have beaten Stevenage 2-0. Burnley 0, QPR 0. More drop points for Scott Parker's Burnley. Here comes Southampton now. They need to go long, surely. They're still trying to pass it out on halfway. What are they doing here? They're going back. The referee's looking at his watch, and Aaron Ramsdale's popping off 5-yard passes inside his own half. Then they play it forward. It's humped away, and that'll do it. They'll be really disappointed with the last couple of minutes there, Southampton. Joe Rebo's just saying to Aaron Ramsdale, why did you not knock that ball long there? They're trying to play out when they needed in the final few seconds to knock it long. But for Manchester City, they're not concerned. They got the 3 points that they needed to see them back to the top of the Premier League as they look to make it 5 titles on the spin. A goal inside 5 minutes for Erling Haaland, who blasted in from close range after good work from the Premier League full debutant Mateus Nunes. There were chances in that first half, but probably the best chance went the way of Southampton right at the end of the first 45. Cameron Archer in on goal, blasted his shot that cannoned off the crossbar into safety. City came out a different team second half. Foden shot inches wide within 30 seconds of the restart. Guardiola headed a cross goal when it seemed easy to head it into the back of the net. Then Erling Haaland had a header cleared off the line and then one straight at Ramsdale. There were other chances at the other end. Armstrong sung the palms of Ederson and then fired over when well set. They had chances at the end, Southampton. They were few and far between, but they weren't a million miles off it. For City, not their best performance of the season. It does not matter. It's another home win. It's 32 games unbeaten now. We're approaching a year since they last lost in the Premier League. They are top. It's over to Arsenal and Manchester City tomorrow to see if one of those two can go back to the summit tomorrow. But here at the Etihad, it got a bit nervy at the end, but it's the result we all expected at kick-off. It's a win for the home side. Manchester City 1, Southampton 0.